What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. I've got a gray shirt on. It's my Gem Fan shirt. It's very soft. This is the softest t-shirt in the world. In the chat, Grizz FPV, Riot9, Dylan Merck, Richard, Northern Tier, Jackalope, FPV Trucker, Paul McDonald, Chomper FPV, Dan Richmond, B-Man, Happy FPV, TX Flyer, Ken, B-Man again, Esk Race, Metal Dirt Skin, Marty Wasek, bunch of repeats. I think I got everybody. What's up, friends? If you want to talk directly to me in the chat, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV, like FPV Trucker did here, and like B-Man did here. You can put an @ in front of it, but you don't have to. If you just type CiottiFPV, no spaces, it'll light up in orange, and I'll know that you're talking to me. Dylan said, I see you, brother. Grizz said, what's up? Riot9 said, Wangle McDangleberries, what's up? Not sure if that highlights. It does. Well, no, Wangle McDangleberries doesn't highlight, but CiottiFPV does. FPV Trucker says, happy hump day. B-Man says, my man. Quad Killer says, what's up? Happy FPV says, what's up? And just like that, we're caught up on chat. Look at me go! Whew, straight vodka's rough. No, it's not straight vodka. It's just water. I owe the IRS $30 from 2019. I don't know why. Today's Workbench Wednesday. We are going to be playing with and setting up this right here. Brand new Crossfire Lite, full-size module. Hopefully this will solve the very strange, very random failsafe issues that I've been having on with. I think I've got it isolated back to the module with this OG micro module. I think this is failing. If it's not failing, then I don't know what the hell's going on, because I'm having this issue with multiple rigs on different Crossfire Nanos, on different Immortal T antennas that are all fine. So I'm pretty sure it's the module. Patrick had a micro module that after a year of use started to fail on him. So yeah, all signs point to this micro module being apparently I used it up. It seems to be with TBS gear. You use them up. Every time you put power to a piece of TBS gear, it seems to use some of its lifespan. Which, I don't know, I guess you could say that about anything, but usually with electronics, that's not the case. But, you know, we are talking about, like, transmitting and shit getting hot, and so, yeah, I don't know. But we'll get this Crossfire Lite set up tonight. I'm hoping that you guys in the chat can actually help me out, because I don't know a whole lot about the TBS ecosystem. I do know that it's fairly simple, so if I just kind of futz around on Google here, I'll probably figure it out. But I have a feeling there are some beautiful bastards in chat that can get me pointed in the right direction, because, you know, that's how the collective works, man. This is my full-time job. If you'd like me to keep on doing this full-time, just do something, do anything. Click thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, or jump on over here to CiottiFPV.com and click a bunch of these buttons. The free stuff you can do over here are the affiliate links. If you ever find yourself doing an order on any of these websites, if you remember to hit my affiliate link before you check out, I will get money for free. FPVcycle.com, Amazon. Doesn't even have to be for FPV stuff on Amazon. It can be for, you know, an industrial-sized box of condoms. Get FPV, Oh My God's website, FPV Crate, Banggood, Camera Butter, AliExpress. And then if you've got a couple extra dollars that you want to throw my way, Patreon is the thing that helps me out the most. Lots of good stuff going on over there. Audio versions of all these live streams, email notifications when I stream, super secret Patreon-only streams, access to a Patreon-only playlist over on YouTube with like 100 unreleased videos, all kinds of good stuff going on. Bunch of stickers and random hardware over on Etsy, a bunch of stuff going on Fiverr, a bunch of t-shirts and merch, and then FPV Exchange is just a beautiful website that you really should be using. This is what the Etsy store looks like, some really cool stickers. I am actually going to be getting the newer stickers and more hardware put up here probably later this week, early next week. Over on Fiverr, we've got FPV flight instruction and coaching through the internet. 100% electronic, Velocidrone or liftoff, and then we do an audio call, and I just, yeah, give you guys instruction and coaching on how to fly a little bit better. Tuning services here if you want your rig to fly prop wash free, like mine does, with a little bit of smoothness, or I mean whatever you want. I can help you out with the tuning. And then build planning down here. If you're sick of wasting $80 at a time on ESCs that catch on fire, I can help you buy the right ESCs that won't catch on fire, and you'll save tons of money. I'm also working together with FinFPV if you need video editing, and Remy Tim if you need FPV mentoring. If you've got any of those technical questions, Remy Tim can walk you through them. Here's the Teespring store with a whole bunch of cool shit going on. Here's all the new stuff down on the bottom. Excuse me, Kill All Carbon, beautiful design by CMYK FPV. You can get it on a phone case. The tote bag is still sold out. You can get a goddamn poster or a t-shirt with the new CiottiFPV logo on the back. Look at that. Isn't that terrific? If there's like a style of shirt or something like that that you guys see that, you know, is not the right color or not the right cut or something like that, just let me know. I can make a new item. Doesn't take very long. This is FPV Exchange. You need to start using it. If you don't, I will hunt you down. Don't make me come to your town and hunt you down. Won't go well. I'm well trained in the arts of ninjutsu. B-Man FPV says, I was digging the fresh duds the other night. Thank you, brother. I've been having issues with I've been having issues with fail-safes on my Crossfire. And then he says, I changed to the full power module and it still happened on me. And it was somewhat new. Well, that sucks. I don't like that. But, I mean, I kind of have to do this to continue the troubleshoot. So hopefully the same thing doesn't happen to me. That's weird, B-Man. It sounds like you haven't isolated it yet. Richard says, if it makes you feel any better, I got a letter for jury duty. Oof, that's the worst. Michael Blade says, what's good? Bob Noxious says, what's up, collective? Tonight's the wife's birthday, so just saying, hey, happy birthday, Mrs. Bob Noxious. Chomper FPV says, just stopping in to say hello. I'm off to celebrate my homie's birthday. Very cool, Chomper. Thanks for saying hey. Smoke all the things, make terrible decisions. Nice. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. But first, that was shamelessly stolen from Mighty Car Mods. Go subscribe to Mighty Car Mods if you like good YouTube channels or just funny dudes or cars. It's one of my favorite channels on YouTube. They've been doing it for a long time. They've inspired the shit out of me. This is a really exciting box because of what's on top of the box. These in the bin, S-Grace says, yeah. These are new Cyclone. That's what they are. They're new Cyclone. These are the brand new DAL 3028 T-mount. And I've already taken one out, and I'm happy to announce that we now have, seemingly, I haven't flown them yet, but I can tell, we now have a mid-pitch 30 pitch, that's a good mid pitch, durable 3-inch T-mount propeller. Praise the fucking non-existent Lord. Finally. I don't know anything else about these. I don't know if they're gonna be efficient. I don't know if they're anything else about them, but it really doesn't matter, because durability is way more important than all those things, to be totally honest. It's in terms of 3-inch T-mount, because we just don't have any durable 3-inch T-mount props. And these feel really durable. They are very strong in here between the hub and the blade, and then they become a little bit more flexy out here towards the end of the blade, which is totally fine. That's what we want. All of our 3-inch, they don't come in 2.5-inch B-Man, but that's okay, because the Emax Avan Rush 2.5-inch are phenomenal propellers. What we haven't had is a version of those for 3-inch. Raven 187 says that the GemFan 3052s are always were always super durable. I don't consider the 3052s durable. I also don't consider them fragile. I think they're somewhere in the middle. The problem is they're just way too pitchy for freestyle. They just make controlling your elevation when you're trying to fly low to the ground damn near impossible. Which is why, yeah, I've been screaming and yelling from the rooftops for somebody to make a durable 30 to 40 pitch 3-inch prop. And it looks like Dal has won the race, and I couldn't be happier. These only come in 2 colors, this teal and like a fluorescent yellow, which, I mean, it kind of sucks, but who cares? We have access to a durable, good-looking, mid-pitch, 3-inch T-mount propeller. I can't believe I made that. And yeah, I'm thrilled. Dal makes good propellers. Whoever is designing their airfoils on their propellers is doing things to manage the tip vortices. They do seem to be, running these props through some sort of aerodynamic software is my guess. Like HQ, for example, they don't seem to really, I mean, maybe they do, but their prop design really doesn't look like they do that. It looks like, and I've heard that they really don't do much computer-aided design and like flow stuff. I've heard that they just design the propellers and then have people fly them and see what people say, and then, like when you look at the profile on an HQ propeller, when you look at the blade profile, it looks like an 8-year-old designed it. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just a blade. They don't really do anything with the tip of the blade to manage the tip vortices. They don't really do anything interesting with, I don't know. It just seems like, but I could be wrong. I often am. But yeah, I have a feeling that these are going to be really good. The fact that they're durable, they're already the best 3-inch T-mount prop in my opinion. Let's compare, let me really quickly compare the durability of these to, I think I should have a 3052 floating around. Let's see if I have one towards the top of the Mug O props. In M5 mount, we have had access to a durable 3-inch prop, which is the T-Motor 3140. This is a brilliant propeller, but it's not T-mount. I'm sure that there's a 3052 in here somewhere, but it's not towards the top. So it's probably going to take longer for me to get the bag of props out. So let me actually take another second to look. And it only took like literally 1 extra second. So here's the GemFan 3052. So let's compare. Let me go to the bench cam and we'll do a little comparison. So yeah, I forgot how beefy these are. These are pretty durable. So you can see where it bends. This is what I always want with a propeller. I don't want it to bend in by the hub. I want it to bend out here. So this is pretty good. And then we've got the new Dal T-mount. They're about the same, to be totally honest. They're about the same. But I mean, the 3052 is just a racing only prop. Like 52 is just way too much pitch. And it's M5 mount only, which doesn't do us any good. Although the new GemFan 3052s are T-mount. This is the old school one that's M5 mount only, but the new ones have GemFan's new hub design which is T-mount or M5 mount. So yeah, that's. I'm glad you guys mentioned the 3052 because I forgot how strong these were. But again, it doesn't matter because it's just way too pitchy. I mean, they just fly terrible for anything other than racing, in my opinion. So, yeah. Dal, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Somebody looking out for those of us that are building 200-ish gram all-up weight 3-inch rigs. That's going to be the best application for these. I would say, to open it up a little bit, I would say 180 grams all-up weight all the way up to... No, let's just round it off. 200 grams all-up weight all the way up to like 250 grams all-up weight on a 3-inch rig. These are going to be beautiful. I would pair these with the Toka 1505s, not the Toka 1606s. They are way too coggy and notchy. They're terrible. Don't do them. I would also pair these up with the Brother Hobby 1504.5s, but don't get those. They're too fragile. Get the Toka 1505s instead. You could also pair these with the Emax or the RCX 1306s, or even the iFlight 1504s. They'd probably work well. You could run these on a 1404, but they're probably going to be a little bit too big, a little bit too heavy. You would be better off going with the lower pitch, like a 3016 tri-blade on a little 1404 motor. 1404s are more of a motor for 2.5-inch props. A 1404 on a 3-inch prop is basically building a long-range rig where you're going to sacrifice flight performance for having a little bit lighter of a motor. This is amazing. I'm really excited by these. Let me see what... Thank you, Maggie. So, yeah, this is rad. The Ripsqueak fleet is almost back on its feet. It's going to take a couple days. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. I guess it didn't really rhyme. It was just sort of the same word twice. I'm going to pound the shit out of those probably next week. In case you were wondering where the order came from, it was from Pyrodrone, and they sent air fresheners. They sent 2 air fresheners, which is hysterical. I'm not an air freshener kind of guy, but I am curious as to what these smell like. I do have to be a little careful, though, because smells fuck my nose up. Okay, so it's just like a... It just smells like potpourri or something, I guess. Just a sort of generic kind of smell. Some more stuff in the box. I re-upped on GemFan 3520s. Got a couple of sets of the grays for the front and a set of the purples for the rear. That's what I typically do, is I'll run neutral gray props on the front of all my rigs. That way, if there is any propeller in view of the HD or FPV cam, it's going to be as invisible as possible. Neutral gray is the best color for disappearing, basically. But then I'll always run a color on the rear of the rig, just so that if I crash it in like tall grass, or if it's hung up in a tree or something like that, I have a little bit of a better chance of seeing it. And the reason why I always buy more of the gray than the colored ones is that you typically crash when you're flying forward, so you tend to wreck front propellers a lot more than rear propellers. And this 2-to-1 ratio is usually pretty good. I think the ratio would be actually closer to like 3-to-1. But it kind of varies. Restocked on a whole bunch of Jello Guard ND filters. I got 2 ND16s and 1 ND8. I meant to get 2 ND8s and 1 ND16, I think. 2, 4, 8. No, this is right. Okay, yeah, I still have an ND8. Okay, cool. So yeah, I am restocked on Jello Guard ND filters, which are my favorite ND filters. They fit all of the mounts that I run beautifully, the BMC 3D and the Brain 3D mounts. They're also the strongest ND filters I've found and the most neutral. So I'm a really, really, really big fan of the TBS Jello Guards. In case you haven't seen them, this is what they look like. I've had these forever, so I kind of like take these things for granted, but if you guys haven't dove into ND filters yet and you're looking to, these are really, in my opinion, your best bet. Okay, of course it's going to stick to that. So they come in a nice little tissue paper wrap to keep them from getting scratched in the packaging. And this is what they look like. I'm going to show you guys the thickness. These are the thickest ND filters available, which is why they're the strongest. So yeah, a nice little thick chunk of glass that, yeah, is, as you can probably see, there's not like a purple tint to it. Most of the other ND filters that are available for us that are the right size have a purple hue to them, which, yes, you can color correct out, but why? Like, they're the most durable, and they're the most neutral. So, and they're the cheapest, I think, too. So there's no reason to, you know what I mean? Like, unless you have a bunch of the if you have a bunch of the other ones, sure. But, yeah, if you're going to buy an ND filter, these are the ones to get, in my opinion. I've tried the camera butter ones. I've tried the camera butter ones are the second best. They're a lot thinner, so they're nowhere near as durable. And they also, a lot of times, they'll put like an adhesive on the outside. I don't know. They're weird. Like, this is the best bet. This just nice and simple, with a mount that takes this, and all of the Brain 3D, all of the BMC 3D mounts take these. And quite frankly, if you're going to download a mount from Thingiverse, chances are it's going to take these, because these are also the first glass ND filters. So they've been around the longest, so chances are, if a mount is going to accept an ND filter, it's going to accept these. So yeah, again, I'm a big fan of these. I will continue to buy these. They still break. If you crash inverted with one of these in even the nice, robust, there's a word I haven't said in a while, BMC 3D TPU mounts, you're still going to break the ND filter if you take like an inverted direct hit onto the front angle of the GoPro. But if you manage to like hit on the battery first and then have the rig like slap forward, a lot of times I find that these do exist, or maybe it'll just chip a corner and you can keep using it. So yeah, big thumbs up for me on the TBS Jello guards. Metadirtson says, had those 3052s on my QAVS Mini that I must have crashed into half the trees in Oregon at West Coast Throwdown. Hit some gaps I would never hit. Found out the goggle DVR wasn't working. Of course it wasn't. Why would the goggle DVR ever record when you needed it to? Such as, I don't know, when I lost a rig in the goddamn sea? I would have at least had, DVR footage to show you guys, and or take a look at and figure out why it fail-safed and went into the bottomless abyss. Replacement T-Motor F40, I couldn't think of the words there. T-Motor F40 Pro 4 bells. Most of our motors you cannot get replacement bells for. The fact that you can get replacement bells for the T-Motor F40 Pro 4s is kind of a big deal, because the motor bells are what you destroy more often than any other part of the motor. Typically, I will destroy 3 times as many, if not more, but at least 3 times as many motor bells as I do stators or bearings. So the ability to get replacement motor bells really makes that particular motor that you're running a lot less expensive in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Because you can buy like a $12 replacement bell instead of having to buy a $25 replacement motor in the case of titanium motor shaft motors. So yeah, yet another reason to run T-Motor, because now you can get these replacement bells for all their motors. So even if you're looking at like an eco motor, like the Velox, or I forget what the other one's called. Yeah, this ability to get replacement bells, it's a big deal, unless you never crash. If you're not in the habit of crashing, it's a lot less of a big deal. But if you want to improve as a pilot, you kind of should be crashing, in my experience. So start crashing if you're not. It's very fun, I promise. It's well worth the pretty low cost of replacements in this hobby compared to some others, like all the other hobbies that I've had, photography and fucking motorsports and all the things. So this is great. I absolutely love that I can buy these. Basically what I do is I buy one on every order. Hold on, I got a battery on the charger that's been on here for a long time. I wonder if... So when you notice that a battery's been on the charger for a long time, guys, don't ignore that. That is a potential sign that you've got, that one of the cells in that battery is shitting the bed. Basically, all of our smart chargers, they push really hard to get the battery up as close to 4.2 as possible, 4.2 per cell. But then when they get to like 4.1 or maybe 4.15, they'll slow down and they'll start balance charging. And when they start balance charging, they're pushing to each individual cell. And if there's one cell that's starting to shit the bed, the charger will, it only pushes at like 0.1 of an amp or 0.2 of an amp. And it will, that one cell won't want to take any more juice. So it's done. So yeah, that's a sign that you've got a bad battery. So be careful. Go and grab the battery. Make sure it's not getting hot. Look at the internal resistance to make sure that one of the cells isn't drastically higher on the internal resistance. And look at the individual cell voltage on the screen. I can't believe I can't believe. Yeah, it heard me. It heard me. You're right, Ron. It totally heard me. So the first beep just now, was it still? No, it was not on fast charge. I wonder why it beeped twice. That's weird. It wasn't on, so usually it'll beep once to tell you when it's going from fast charge to slow charge, to individual balance charge, I should say. And then it'll beep again to tell you that it's done. But that, I swear it was not on, maybe it was still on fast charge when I went over and looked at it. If it wasn't on fast charge when I went over and looked at it, I don't know why it beeped twice. That's weird, but whatever. Battery's not on fire. It's all good. Even if it was on fire, it's inside of a Kevlar bag, so it'd be fine. JT Custom Knives says, I made a steel jig that converts standard mount props to a T-mount. That's cool. It cuts the slots so that you can use the GemFan inserts. I use it to put GemFan 5147 props on my 250. That's cool, man. That's very cool. What a great idea. He says if you want one, it's yours. Let me think about that. Are there any M5 mount props? I mean, the only M5 mount prop that I would be interested in getting to a T-mount would be the T-Motor 3140. And to be honest, that is so heavy of a propeller that I wouldn't run that on a 1505 motor. So I'm actually good. There's no propellers that I can think of that... But I'll keep that in mind. If I think of a non-T-mount propeller that I need to T-mount, I'll definitely let you know, JT. Very cool. Thanks for the offer, man. That's rad. B-Man says, those don't smell half bad. Just saying. Yeah, not bad. I'm allergic to everything. B-Man says, I usually use camera butter NDs, but they explode pretty easy. Yeah, that was my experience as well. Maybe I'll give this a shot one day. You'll like them, man. GrizzFPV says, I'm just waiting on mine to come. Can't wait. Nice. Square says, heard you're coming to my school tomorrow. Can't wait. Welcome, Square. So, yeah. I haven't really... I guess I talked about this a while ago here on the live stream. There is a STEM school. It's actually a public STEM school, which is really cool. They do a raffle, so it's a STEM school, so it's a little bit smaller, right? Public schools are typically huge, and they don't specialize in science, technology, engineering, math, right? I think that's what STEM stands for. This beautiful, brand new STEM school is not gigantic, so they can't just let everybody come to it. So they do a raffle, and the people that win, I guess, I don't know, the people that win, the people that are chosen in the raffle have the opportunity to have their kids go to this public school that's a STEM school, which is just the coolest thing ever. And this STEM school just happens to be right across the street from the yoga studio that I do work trade at, and take a couple classes a week at, usually. And one of the customers at the yoga studio teaches at the STEM school, Ginny. And I was at the front desk of Oya Yoga at one point, and I had my gear with me because I was doing like little fly-throughs with the tiny whoops. And Ginny was like, "That's the coolest thing I've ever seen." And she explained to me that she teaches over there, blah blah blah. So she actually had me come back out, and I gave her like a little demo. I flew a 5-inch around in their football fields, and a couple of the other engineering-ish, video-ish professors heard it, because 5 inches are loud, and came out, and I was talking to them, and it was really, really cool. And Ginny is trying to, so she teaches an engineering class there, I believe. So she's trying to figure out how she can bring me in on the engineering side of things, and I was, of course, talking to her about PID loops and all this stuff. I haven't heard back from her yet. She went on an amazing vacation to, I believe, Spain. And again, she's just trying to figure out how to work it into to the engineering side of things there. But one of the other guys that I met, I think I met him, teaches a video production, I believe, class there. And he reached out to me via email a couple of weeks ago. He said, "Hey, I would love to have you in just to talk to my students about your YouTube channel, how you got into this stuff, and anything else that you can think of." So I said, like, hell yeah, let's do it. That is tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to be going to this STEM school, and he's got 4 different classes. So I'm going to present for all 4 of these classes from like 10 o'clock to 1-ish o'clock, I think. Although it might be less than 4 classes because I think a couple of kids are coming in on their lunch break, but whatever. So yeah, I'm going to go there with a bunch of gear. I'm going to bring a 5-inch rig. I'm probably not going to fly a 5-inch rig. I think I'm just going to fly one of the Cinesplores. And I think I'm just basically going to hover it. And I just kind of, I think the easiest thing for me to do will just be to hover it. I'm going to bring my monitor. I can show the kids, like, the different OSD elements. And then I can kind of show them the PID loop. Like, maybe I'll hover it and give it like a little poke on the duct so they can see how it holds its altitude, or not altitude, its attitude rather. I want to kind of keep that simple. Since it's a video production class, right, like the engineering side of it doesn't really matter to these guys. I think I want to talk more to them about what it's like to, have your career be kind of sort of on YouTube, and just the filming side of FPV, because it's, it's different. It's very different than every other element of the film industry. As an FPV pilot in the film world, it's very strange. Like you're a super like specialist, right? Like you don't, like, we're never going to get hired on lots and lots and lots of gigs. It's going to be very specific gigs that have a very specific shot in mind. And also right now, not many people really know about us. So it's a lot of like trying to make people understand what we can do so that they can even fathom the types of shots that we can provide. So yeah, that should be pretty cool. I don't want to try to like talk these kids into becoming FPV pilots because it's such a niche, like, you know what I mean? Like it's just a very, I don't want to talk anybody into being an FPV pilot because it's a really hard road. It's a long road. There's a lot of frustration. There's, yeah, like, it's weird. Like I've said before, like I wouldn't wish FPV on my worst enemy, which is like pretty dramatic, but like in some ways it's true. Like you have to be incredibly stubborn to stay in FPV. Like the learning curve is just mega. And so yeah, I want to be careful to not like just, you know, get up in front of a bunch of, it's a high school. So, you know, I don't want to get up in front of a bunch of impressionable youths and be like, FPV is the future! You should all piss away thousands of dollars and crash a lot. But yeah, I'm excited. It's a really unique opportunity, and yeah, there's that. And I'm sure, like, my plan is to just kind of talk about, you know, in the late 90s, actually in the late 1900s, I went to college for TV communications degree, specializing in TV radio. Didn't really do much with it on the video side, but did take a lot of still images as with photography, and then got into motorsports and all of these things. You know, the adrenaline junkie side, the framing shots side, and just some understanding of video from university, all kind of factored right into FPV. And then, yeah, I'll talk about the technical side a little bit, and then I want to try to be heavy on like the filmmaking side of it, because yeah, it is a very specific thing. Like, you're never going to make an entire film with an FPV rig. There are some serious limitations, right? Sound being one of them. Like, our rigs are all so loud that you have to overdub all audio. Like, you can't run audio when we're up in the air. And then just the fact that, like, we can't really hover, right? Like, every once in a while we'll get lucky and we'll stop a dive just right, and it'll freeze in space for 1 quick second. But trying to get it to hold there is damn near impossible. Like, it's always going to wander a little bit. Man, have I tried. I've had a bunch of directors actually now ask me if I can just, you know, end the run with just sitting in front of somebody's face, like what you guys are looking at right now. And it's, you know, every time I tell them, like, look, if you absolutely have to have that, like, I'll try my best, but there's always going to be some drift. And they always kind of say, oh yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. And I'm like, there's going to be drift, no matter what. And they're like, I'm sure you'll nail it. And so far, none of them have complained, but every single time. And I get a little bit better at it every time, but it's just, you know, we know this. Like, there's just, even with like the accelerometer on, like, it's never gonna position hold because it doesn't have a gimbal. Ooh, that's something I need to talk about, is that we can't, we don't really have gimbals. Yeah, it doesn't have a gimbal, and it doesn't have, I mean, the fact that it doesn't have a gimbal is the main thing. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't have a gimbal, and it doesn't have GPS or any kind of sensors to lock it into place. But yeah, so that should be really fun. Square, welcome. Thanks for jumping on the channel. This is what pays my bills here, are these live streams. I'm starting to get more cinematic flying gigs, like we'll talk about tomorrow. But this is the life of an FPV pilot at the moment. There are a few. There are probably, what do you think, chat? 15, maybe 20 pilots around the world, FPV pilots around the world, that don't have to support, that can just fly for a living. But the rest of us, you know, we have to rely on the FPV community here for a big chunk of our income. And for me, that's in the form of live streams. For most, it's edits or vlogs or stuff like that. I've kind of carved out this little niche for myself of being like the live stream guy, which for me really works. I've always been like somebody that performs in front of audiences, mainly with music, from like the age of 9. And yeah, I just love it. Yeah, so that should be super fun. I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. Looking forward to that tomorrow. There's some English. Where did I leave off here? Ricardo says, it seems tomorrow a YouTuber, Gal Kramer, will sort of unveil the Caddx Peanut spec. Specifically now there's no GoPro Session 10. What I understand about the Caddx Peanut is that it's just a decased Insta360 Go 2, which is pretty cool. That's potentially something that could compete with the Runcam Hybrid. So yeah, I love that. Hopefully it doesn't have the same interface as the Caddx Tarsier, which is a complete nightmare. Hopefully they learn their lesson, because from what I can tell, the Runcam Hybrid just demolished the Caddx Tarsier in terms of sales and people using them and whatnot. So yeah, hopefully Caddx learn their lesson and they don't do that awful Bluetooth setup, or if they do the Bluetooth setup, it's a little bit more usable than it was on the Tarsier, which was a bit of a nightmare. Double A says, good evening. What's up, homie? Espander says, hey. And YouTube just did the thing. Let me scroll back up, try to find my place. There we go. Tiago Ramos says, is the Crossfire still alive? It is. The micro module, it does still work, but it has like the same range as like, or maybe even less range than like an RXSR. So yeah, it's not good. There's something, hopefully there's something going on in here. Otherwise there's something going on. I don't know. If this Crossfire Lite full-size module doesn't fix this issue that I'm having, I don't know what to do, to be honest. I guess I'll just give up on Crossfire at that point and go over to like Ghost or something, but I don't know. I'm a little bit worried that B-Man in the chat earlier said that lately he's been having Crossfire failsafes as well. It makes me wonder if there's more 900 megahertz interference out in the universe, maybe from Google Sidewalk. Apparently Google Sidewalk is going to be on 900 megahertz. So I don't know, maybe Google's starting to ramp that 900 megahertz band up and it's affecting Crossfire. But I doubt it. I think it's more likely that this micro module is on its way out, because Patrick had the same thing happen to his micro module. But yeah, we'll see. Riot9 says, I don't know if you noticed, but Square is going to be in that class. I did, Riot. Thanks for the reminder. Metal Dirtskin says, it's better if people develop a passion for it on their own. Well, better and worse, I guess. Yeah, very true, very true. In order to stay into FPV, I think you have to have I think you sort of have to go down the road that we all went down. If you're here watching me, other than Square, yeah, I think you have to kind of discover it on your own and like really, really, really want it and really, really want to fly these damn things. I can't, you know what I can't imagine? I can't imagine like a filmmaker that's used to, well, I mean, I've seen this a bunch, but a filmmaker that's used to photography drones trying to get into FPV. Every single time I've seen that, they've bailed pretty quickly, because it is just nothing like, I mean, it's like photography drones are all about just pouring, it's just money. You just spend a bunch of money and then anybody can fly them. Whereas FPV has almost nothing to do with money and everything to do with time. So yeah, and that people that are, there tend to be two types of people in my experience. People who expect to be able to throw money at something and not have to work, versus people that don't have money that want to work, that are willing to work. And us FPV pilots are the people that are willing to put the work in. And yeah, there's kind of no other way. Although it is a lot better now than it was 5 years ago when I got started. But it's still, there's still a hell of a learning curve to FPV. So, but yeah, it's a really good point, Metal Dirtskin. I think I agree with you. Hey, I forgot to finish up the unboxing. It's just batteries though. GNB 4S850. Continuing to just buy more and more, one 4S850 on every single order. These are the batteries that I run in the Cinewhoops. These are also the batteries that I'm going to be running on the Rip Squeaks and God knows whatever else 3-inch, 3.5-inch rig. So awesome to have another one of these guys. I have blown up a couple of R-Line version 1 1050s, and I mean, eventually I assume that Tattoo will stop making the version 1s, so I should just buy a whole bunch of these, because I've yet to find any other battery that can deliver this kind of performance at 170 grams. So I picked up a nice shiny new non-beat to hell R-Line 6S 1050 version 1. Tattoo always puts this little warning on this sticker that says do not pull. So, you know, gotta pull it. And then they put these ridiculous protectors on the balance leads, which I also rip directly off. And then I got a replacement version 4 6S 1400 in hopes that it will not explode. Oh, that's a different balance plug. Look at this balance plug. I've never seen one like this before. I thought it was maybe just a whole bunch of this extra gummy shit that they put on, but this is a full-blown different balance plug. Look at this, guys. Hold on. I'm just pulling off the adhesive nonsense. Look at that! Look at that balance plug. Look how long it is. That's what she said. Isn't that weird? I can't say I've ever seen a balance plug like that before. I don't love that. That's actually gonna be a little bit of a problem with the way that I tuck the balance lead in. But I mean, I could just swap it out. I do have extra 6S balance leads. So, like for example, when a battery, wrong goddamn camera. When a battery dies, I always cut the leads off, and I keep the little balance plugs. So what I'll probably do is remove this balance plug and put one of the normal short ones on. I hope Tattoo is not putting these on all theirs. Let's see if this version 4 has that as well. I hope it doesn't. I hope that it doesn't. But let's take a quick look. So yeah, so these are the batteries that I run on the Chase rig to go 100 plus miles an hour, and I bought 2 of these, and one of them shit the bed. One of them dropped a cell, which I'm not thrilled about, but try to give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see. Now this has the old school. This has the old school balance plug on it, so that's good. So maybe I don't know. Maybe they ran out of balance plugs when they were doing this run of the V1s, and they put some wacky one on there. Very strange. Okay, so yeah, now I've got 2 of these 1400s again, and that makes me happy. I don't fly that Chase rig a lot, but if... Ooh, the do not pull sticker is... Oh, wow. Alright, well, I guess I'll obey. Well, I mean, I already pulled on it, so I didn't obey. That's what she said again. Yeah, if there's chasing that needs to be done, I want to be ready. So I'll have a couple of these, and yeah, hopefully this doesn't drop a cell like the other one did. So cool. That was your unboxing. I hope you enjoyed it. I really, really went for it on that. Oh, different colors on the GNB batteries now. Look at that. Sticker sheet is, up until this point, has just been red and gray. Now they're getting a little gold and a little purple and yellow in there. I like that. Down with that, you know me. Can you focus, please? Yes. Hey, read my mind. Man, I'll tell you what, this Logitech really focuses a lot better on this FPV crate mat than it did on the on those old cutting mats I used to use. So that's a pretty cool little side effect of switching cutting mats. I like that. Back to the chat. Riot9 says we got that. We got that. Orga A says, how does it work in movies because the main camera is different, sometimes using film? Is that an issue so it would match in post? Yeah, it's one of the biggest issues that we have, and it's one of the reasons that I've lost gigs because I don't have a way of flying a Red or an Arri. Yeah, it's you can make it match, you can make a GoPro match pretty good, but it's never going to have the dynamic range, it's never going to have the exact same look and feel. What these directors that are putting their nose up at the fact that we fly GoPros don't understand is that when they cut to the shot of us flying, it is unlike any other shot in the entire movie. So the fact that it looks a little bit different really doesn't matter because you're instantly on a fucking roller coaster, you know, fighter jet ride. You know what I mean? The directors that do hire us, they understand that and they use that to their advantage. So yeah, that's kind of how that works. But I mean, you can get it pretty damn good. You're starting to see FPV in a bunch of big budget stuff. And it mixes beautifully. It's just a little bit more work on whoever's doing the editing and the color correcting. But yeah, it's they'll come around. I mean, they already are. They're coming around more and more and more and more and more. If nothing else, you know, not having to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for a helicopter to get aerial shots, like. Oh damn! I saved $100,000 and it looked a little bit different. Oh, that's screw it. Let's just spend six figures. So we will never like fully replace, but we will get damn close. A helicopter can carry one of those big ass cinema cameras on a gimbal. I don't know if we'll ever build rigs that are able to. Well, it's not true. There already are. But they're pretty, like those Altas, like those big ass Octos that carry a gimbal and a big cinema camera. Like that shit is like, that's so far out in left field. For us, like realistically, we're gonna build like a lifter, right? Like a Shendra and Sicario, or whatever the other one is. There's actually a couple now. The Thick is one of the other ones. And it's not going to have a gimbal, mainly because, one of the tenets of FPV is that we're hard-mounted. So yeah, there's that. Riot9 says, just play Clamman for an hour. All right.
諦めんなよ。諦めんなお前。どうしてそこでやめるんだ、そこで。もう少し頑張ってみろよ。ダメやめ諦めたら周りのことを思うよ。応援してる人たちのことを思ってみろって。あともうちょっとのところなんだから。俺だってこのマイナス10度のところしじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ。絶対やってみろ。必ず目標達成できる。だからこそネバギブアップ。
I see what Riot9 said. He said, just play Clamman for the class for an hour. License to Drive says, any thoughts on designing a crazy tough 5-inch frame? I've been tasked with the challenge, wondering what pitfalls to avoid and features it needs. They want to cut it from 8mm carbon. My thoughts on crazy tough 5-inch frames is that there's no point. And it actually leaves you with a rig that's less reliable and less durable. In my opinion and in my experience, the right build, the right 5-inch build, is a build where the arms are ever so slightly weaker than the motors. The strongest motors that we have access to have 4mm titanium motor shafts. And that 4mm titanium motor shaft is, so that is then like sort of the benchmark for durability, right? So if you build a rig with 8mm arms, if you build a frame with 8mm arms, you're increasing the durability, but the durability of the motor is not going to increase at all. So you're going to get no real increase in durability of the entire system. Yes, the frame will be indestructible, can be indestructible, but that doesn't matter, because when you crash, if that crash would have broken the arm, it's going to break the motor for sure, and now you're going to have to swap a $25 motor out, which involves soldering and is kind of a pain in the ass in the field. Where, in my opinion, you want to be with the frame is down here, where the frame arms are less durable than the motor. Because if the arm is less durable than the motor, there's a chance that the arm will break and reduce some of the shock load off of the motor so that you don't blow up the motor when the arm breaks, and then you can just, with 6 bolts or 5 bolts, swap the arm out for cheaper and no soldering. So I don't really understand these really durable carbon fiber frames, because it's so quick and easy to swap arms. Like, I understand the base plate and the X plate and the top plate being very durable, because that's a hell of a repair. But the glide frame, for example, the new version of the glide frame, I can't break the X plate, the base plate, or the top plate. They've all become like pretty much indestructible. And that's only 100 grams, that frame. So, yeah. The only reason, in my opinion, to build a frame that's more durable than the 4mm titanium motor shaft that we have on all of our motors is if you're looking to manage vibrations. From a crashing standpoint, I actually think it's a bad idea, because it's going to eliminate the possibility of the arm breaking before the motor breaks, right? So it's going to literally leave you with a system that's less durable, because the motor is the more fragile part of the equation, and the motor takes longer to swap out and is more expensive to swap out. So yeah, I think that having arms that are stronger than it's all about the weakest link, right? The motor is the weakest link, and preserving the motor, to me, in my experience, crashing a fucking lot, right? Like, I crash 3 or 4 times per battery, and I've probably flown, I don't know, 5,000 batteries by now, probably more than that. Yeah, I have a pretty decent feel, roughly tens of thousands of crashes to kind of, pull from. Tiago says also show post-produced videos. At the end, show the absurd video, the Swiss footage, and the Johnny FPV Porsche ad. I don't know if he's a professor. I guess in high school it's just a teacher, right? The teacher actually showed the class a bunch of my videos today or yesterday, which is where Square, I'm assuming how Square found me, which is pretty cool. YouTube's about to do the thing. There it goes. Scrolling back up. And wow, I'm really behind. Okay, so let me go a little bit faster through these. Thanks for hanging out, Square. You're probably already gone by now, but I'll see you tomorrow. Expander says, is there a sure way to cause a desync situation to check if the rig is still doing it? Not really, Expander. The desyncs happen for a number of different reasons. Usually they're happening because one of the FETs is on its way out on the ESC. So typically what I'll do is really hard prop wash runs. You put the nose down, you go full throttle, you leave it full throttle for like a full second until the rig gets up to absolute full speed. And you'll hear that, right? Like, you'll hear the motors go like, and like when the motors hit that top pitch and stay that same pitch, that means it's going as, you know, they're spinning as fast as they can spin. So yeah, put the nose down, hammer the throttle. Once it evens out on the pitch, you're going full speed. Swing that fucker around, and like give yourself a second off throttle to spin around, and then hammer the throttle in your own prop wash. That's gonna push the ESC as hard as it can, and it's even gonna get the PID loop a little bit active, dealing with the prop wash from you going back into your own wake. And that's kind of just stressing the ESC out as hard as you possibly can. And if you've got a FET that's failing, it should drop an arm at that point, or maybe just give you a little bobble or something like that. A lot of times when you think it's a desync, it might not actually be a desync. It might just be like a loose wire on the motor, or a bad solder joint or something like that. And those will present themselves a lot like a desync. So like if you do a bunch of those and it doesn't desync, sometimes it could be another problem. Or it could, the ESCs are so flaky, like when they start to flake out like that, like they'll be totally fine and then they'll desync on like the 80th battery, and then they'll be fine for like 20 more batteries and they'll do it again. Like, it's really weird. But yeah, if you hammer on it and really draw all the amps that you possibly can, and if you do a bunch of those back to back, you're gonna get the temperature up in the ESC too, and that could maybe bring it out. But yeah, if that's not bringing it out, then it could be, that's a sign that it could be something else. Christ, it could be a wire between the flight controller and the ESC that's starting to come unplugged or is mangled or something like that. It's one of the hardest things to troubleshoot. But just keep going. GrizzFPV says Tracer. Probably not Tracer. It would be Ghost if anything. If I can get away from TBS, I always do. Richard says consider TBS Tracer. The other thing that I like about Ghost is that you can flash Express LRS on Ghost. And Express LRS has the benefits of Ghost. Ghost has benefits over TBS Tracer. Express LRS has those benefits, but then it also has the benefits of being open source. So realistically, Ghost with ELRS flashed on it, or just the Ghost protocol seems pretty goddamn good, but it feels like Ghost hardware with ELRS flashed onto it is the ultimate in 2.4 links. I would really rather not go to a 2.4 link because it's a higher frequency than 900, so it's never, in theory, gonna perform as good as 900. It's also brand new. 2.4 is sort of the land of the unknown, right? We have lots of feedback on Crossfire, working in really noisy environments, working in cities. 2.4, from a technical standpoint, doesn't seem like it will ever be as good of a link as 900, but who knows? That was pre Google Sidewalk. Google Sidewalk could change that. Yeah, 2.4 gigahertz is a much more busy channel. Like, there's much more 2.4 gigahertz out in the world where we fly than there is 900 megahertz. So even from that standpoint, none of these 2.4 systems will ever be as reliable as 900. I don't know. Who the hell knows, though? There's so many variables, it's impossible to just, like, say any of this, with total certainty. The big thing is that 2.4 is brand new, and I hear a lot of people talking about fail-safes with 2.4, and a lot of those people say, like, I did not have this shit when I was on Crossfire. I don't really care about the tiny little decrease in latency. A more reliable link is way more important to me. B-Man says, I started with Mavics and Phantoms, and I wanted to see what the FPV thing was all about, and I never looked back. Very cool. So B-Man is one of the... I don't hear this much. B-Man's one of the folks that, yeah, was stubborn enough to stay in it. WOMFPV says, do you use the same methodology to tune your Cinewhoops as you do your freestyle rigs? Absolutely, WOM. That's a fucking great question, man. Yeah, I do. I actually, when I tune the Cinewhoops, I fly them like a freestyle rig. I go out and I do all of the same movements as I do with freestyle rigs, with the understanding that a Cinewhoop is never going to fly quite as good as a non-ducted, non-prop guarded freestyle rig, right? So like, I go out and I do the same moves, and I increase the PIDs, decrease the filters, do all my other little tricks in the same way that I do with a freestyle rig, but in the back of my mind is always, hey, this thing is never going to be perfect. Where that really comes out is one of the things that I do is I'll send a rig up 399 feet, and then I'll look straight down, chop the throttle, and just let it fall. A Cinewhoop, because of the ducts or the prop guards, is way less aerodynamic and is going to create much more turbulence and nonsense on a big drop like that. So a Cinewhoop is never going to do what any non-ducted, non-guarded rig is going to do, which is that it'll fall straight down, perfectly straight down, all the way to the ground. A Cinewhoop, at least I've never been able to get a Cinewhoop to do that, and I've never talked to anybody else that has. If you guys have, definitely let me know, because I've just kind of given up on being able to do that, because my assumption is that the aerodynamics are so shit that there's just no way to do it, right? It's a fucking brick falling out of the sky. Like, there's ducts, the ducts are rounded but then flat, and like it's just a really shitty aerodynamic situation. So yeah, that's always in the back of my head, but I'm always able to get the bounce back out of it because I'm on Betaflight, right? If you're on KISS or Flight 1, you're never going to be able to get the bounce back out. But on Betaflight you can. I'm able to get all the prop wash out of it, and no mid-throttle oscillations, no other weirdness, no like twitches, no other bullshit like that. So yeah, other than just like high elevation, chop the throttle, nose it down, and try to, and I still do that test, but what I expect out of a Cinewhoop is that as it starts to pick up speed, the aerodynamics get nuts, and it'll start to ramp up the propellers a little bit, and then it'll never fall straight down, it'll always start falling straight down, and it'll start pushing forward a little bit. And yeah, so the propellers can only make corrections from thrust. They don't spin the props backwards, right? So when the rig starts to move around, the PID loop is air correction, so it's trying to correct all that air. It can slow the propellers down almost to a stop, but that's not much, especially at idle. At idle, that's only a tiny little change. To really make corrections, so once it starts falling and it starts to pick up speed, it's going to start to move around because it's not an aerodynamic thing, right? So it's going to start to just get turbulent. It creates its own turbulence, and when it starts moving around like that, the first tiny little movements, the PID loop can fix from slowing the props down, but as it speeds up and it starts to wiggle around more from all the turbulence, from it being a goddamn flying brick, it's going to have to start producing thrust to keep it steady. So when it produces thrust, it's going to ramp up, and that's going to start to push it forward on the way down. So that's why Bob Rugi Kebab went so nuts on different duct designs with Stan FPV before their relationship kind of fell apart, to create the V3 ducts that he has on his website now, which are much smaller and a totally different aerodynamic shape. I don't like those ducts because they're very fragile. I bump my Cinewhoops into shit, so I stick with the Cloud 149 ducts that are just like the fucking 3-year-old designed them. But they're really durable. So I actually like that they're a taller duct because it's a little bit safer from people's fingers going in there, and I fly around people. And they also slow the rig down because they're so tall. They make my Cinesplores fly slowly. And if I'm flying a Cinewhoop, I want to fly slowly. That's kind of the point. If I want to fly faster, I'm going to fly a non-ducted or maybe a prop-guarded rig. So yeah, for a Cinewhoop, I really like those cloud ducts because they make a Cinewhoop do the things that Cinewhoops should do, which is fly slowly. You don't really typically take a Cinewhoop and go 399 feet up and look down and let it drop, right? You do that with a 5-inch rig. Next time I do an FPV, all that being said, next time I do an FPV cycle order, I will be ordering another set of the V3 ducts, because if a director wants, and I actually just had this happen, if he wanted, like, you know, me to fly around inside of a building, but previous to that, and if they want to do it in one big shot, and they want me to go 400 feet up, look down and drop, and then go into the building, if I have the V3 ducts, I can do that. I just have to be really careful once I'm in the building to not bump into anything, because those 3D printed ducts will just explode. So yeah, really good question, WOM-FPV. Really, really, really good question. The reason why I have the same sort of tuning methodology is because tuning a PID loop is tuning a PID loop. A PID loop is just error correction. And this set of moves that we have, you know, right roll, left roll, front flip, back flip, yaw twitch left, yaw twitch right, full throttle throttle chop, cruise forward, prop wash turns, high elevation drop. All of those movements are just the easiest movements to draw out the error correction loop, the PID loop, not being tuned properly. So regardless if it's a lifter, a Cinewhoop, a tiny whoop, a 5-inch freestyle rig, all of those movements are specifically designed to get the PID loop locked in, independent of what the rig is. What the rig is, you have to have in the back of your mind, because that's gonna judge how closely you can get to perfection. There are going to be certain things, like we were just talking about, that certain rigs just won't do. So you have to have those in your head, but all those movements and all of those changes are all exactly the same. A PID loop is just error correction. PID loops are used on manufacturing equipment all over the world. There's PID loops in all kinds of stuff, and it's just, we need to stop, to be honest, in my opinion, we need to stop calling it a PID loop and just call it error correction, because error correction makes sense, right? It corrects error. That's pretty straightforward. We know what error is, right? We know what the word error means. So for a thing to correct error, it's like, oh, okay, cool, that makes sense. Whereas when you say PID loop, it's like, oh, PID, what's that? P-I-D, proportion, integral, you know, it's like, it has this error of like, oh, geez. But it's not, it's just error correction. So when you think of it in terms of it being error correction, it actually opens your mind up a little bit, and it kills the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that we all have because of, you know, PID loop being this confusing, like, mysterious thing. So yeah, top tip: think of it as error correction, not PID loop. What's up, Remy Tim? CMYKFPV says, what do the R-line batteries versions signify? Great question. Different chemistries. All of these battery manufacturers switch their chemistry every so often. Tattoo seems to be the only one that lets us know about it. Well, that's not true. GNB changes the color on the label of the batteries to signify. Now they do. They didn't previously. But they now change the color of the stickers on the batteries to designate different chemistries. You know, the OG silver, blue, and then the yellow and the red and green even. Tattoo just does different version numbers. Version 1, version 2, version 3, now version 4. License to Drive says, I have a 6S Tattoo 1050 here, which has the same balance plug on it, but with the extra transparent cover too. Interesting. What version is that, License to Drive? Is that a version 1 as well? Ron Vaccaro says, I like those V4R lines, but I also had one with a bad cell. How many without bad cells, Ron? That's my question. At the moment, I am worse than 50% failure rate on the Tattoo R-Line V4s. I've owned 3, now I own a 4th, but the 3 that I've used, 2 of them have failed. So I am not that's way too small of a sample size, but I am not impressed so far with the version 4 tattoos. I'm kind of not impressed anyway because they're heavier than the version 1, so I'll stick on the version 1s anyway because they're lighter weight. They're 10 grams lighter on a 6S 1050, but I assume that eventually the version 1s will go away. I should really just buy like 20 of the version 1s, but I don't want to have all those batteries sitting around. I don't like that idea. Little hand grenades, man. Alvin Lee says, I want to put a diode on my ESC. What diode should I put? I don't really know anything about diodes, to be honest with you, Alvin. I'm not like an electrical engineer kind of guy. Yeah, maybe somebody in the chat knows something about diodes. I put capacitors on my ESCs, and everything works totally fine. I don't even know what a diode would really do for an ESC. I don't even know why one would put one of those on. But maybe somebody in the chat can tag Alvin Lee, Alvinlee. I'm actually going to copy and paste it and drop it into a chat comment. So if anybody knows anything about diodes, tag Alvin Lee and help a brother out. Lead Fingers says, how many of those camera mounts do you want? Printing some red for you. Lead, if you can make me 2, that would be amazing. Thank you, brother. What Lead Fingers is referring to is BQE has a new mount available for the Ripsqueak V2s that just got put up on Thingiverse. I put a link up to it on the Patreon page, and I said, hey, anybody have red or violet or purple TPU that is willing to print me a couple of these? It looks like Lead Fingers has me covered on the red. Somebody has me covered on the violet. I haven't checked the post. Where I can show you guys what those of you that aren't on the Patreon, here's what the Patreon page looks like. Or here's my computer shitting the bed. Whenever you're ready, just hanging out. There it is. Here's what the Patreon page looks. Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, here's the link to the camera mount. Oh, it's actually up on Crimson Ghosts. Crimson Ghosts page. Yeah, his page. Here's a link to it. Let me drop a link into the chat because I know a bunch of you guys have V2 Ripsqueaks. Here's what the post looks like, though. This is what posts on Instagram look like. And yeah, so let's see. James Lariah is who's hooking me up with the violet ones. Much appreciated, man. There's Lead Fingers calling out that he's got red. Thank you, brother. Let me answer this. 2, please. Hey, Joe Kurtzall. Okay, so we're good. Joe Kurtzall's got purple. And 2, please. You the man. You guys are the goddamn best. Leadfinger says that design looks like a bitch to print, to be honest. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Test your guys' 3D printing skills, I guess, if nothing else. Much appreciated, boys. You're the best. The collective is always top. Hey, if anybody in the chat wants red or violet or purple, maybe if you tag these guys and send them a couple bucks for shipping, they'll print you one if you don't have a 3D printer. Oh, YouTube just did the thing. Scrolling back up. Thanks, YouTube. You jerk. Alvin Lee says, I'm running 6S 4-inch setup. Oh, that was about the diode. Yeah, I don't know anything about the diodes. Leadfinger says, we have that issue on the DRSL quads. DRSL? DRL? The frame is so strong that the motors are the failure point, but the arms are like $15 in carbon, so $5 difference in cost, LOL. Interesting. What the hell's DRSL? Leadfinger's DRSL. And what the hell? $15 arms. Holy hell. License to Drive says they effectively want a 5-inch version of the Tiny Trainer. I'll also be designing TPU parts like arm guards properly with Probably with motor guards, like the link to Thingiverse. Thank you for your insights into 5-inch frame durability. You're certainly welcome, licensed driver. I mean, you're always welcome to just private message me any questions you've got. Yeah. I mean, if they're looking for something that handles vibrations really, really well, 8mm arms will definitely do that. I mean, for sure. But yeah, I mean, unless they can source a motor with like a 5mm motor shaft, or unless you can somehow design something that protects the motor bell, I think that's... How the hell do you do that, though? Because you can't put anything up above the prop line, because the prop will hit it. I guess you'd have to design like a second arm. You'd have to have like the main arm. You'd have to have like the main arm, and then I guess you'd have to make another arm over top of it, right? So that this top arm would be the thing that hits when it crashes inverted. Because you can't put anything... My initial thought is like you put something up like this, but obviously you can't do that because the propeller will hit it. So yeah, I guess that's your other option, is to figure out how to protect the top of the motor from those inverted crashes. And the motor bells hit more often than you think, right? Like if you come down at an angle, like so this is right side up, of course. So you're safe, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe, you're not safe. You're not safe, you're not safe, you're not safe, you're not safe. You're safe because the battery's gonna hit. But then, like, the same thing is going to happen on the rear, right? Like, safe, 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 not safe, not safe, not safe, not safe, not safe, not safe. So you could almost argue that the motor is going to hit the ground, like, I don't know, what would that be? Maybe like 40% of the time? You know, like 40% of crashes, the motor bell has a really good chance of smacking into the ground. So, I mean, I guess... You could start to mitigate that by taking the end of the carbon here and making that really long. You know, make like the end of the carbon this long, and then, you know, you're safe, 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 safe. That'll make a big difference, huh? No, it wouldn't. Safe, safe. Well, it's hard. It's hard to kind of visualize. So I guess if you made that really long, safe, 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 safe. Wow, that's actually a big difference. I mean, that's really long, but yeah, it's not. It's not a big difference. I feel like that's only a difference of maybe like an extra 5 degrees of rotation, maybe 10 degrees of rotation. But that would be one way of doing it. Yeah, I'd be interested to see that. None of the really sturdy frames that I've seen in the FPV world have that setup. Which is something that I've never really understood, right? Because it's like, if you're going to make this big-ass beefy frame that's heavy as hell, you want to protect your motors. So that would be interesting. I think that would be... I would maybe test. If somebody made a 6mm arm frame that was really beefy and had like an inch of extra carbon to protect the motors, I would probably give that a shot. Just to see like real world, does this save motor bells? I can usually tell pretty quick. Amazon Sidewalk, not Google Sidewalk. Interesting. Expander says, my desyncs were happening when I went 6S on 2400 kV 5-inch with a 65% motor limit, had hot motors and death rolls, moved filter sliders from 2 to 1.4, and now it seems fine, but I lost trust in it. Interesting. So 6S, going from 4S to 6S with a motor limit, what you're going to gain is a quicker response. So in essence, since the error correction, since the PIDs are all time-based, what you'll basically have happen is you'll sort of artificially move your PID values up. And when you do that, it's going to hit the ESC harder when the error correction becomes active. So it kind of stands to it kind of, even with the motor limit, like the motor limit is going to pull down the amount of power, but it's not going to change that difference in timing. It's interesting that you change the filter. Well, so what that also causes is more mid-throttle oscillations, and that now relates to the filtering. So it does kind of make sense that when you pulled the filters down, it helped a little bit. Having the filter sliders all the way up at 2, in my opinion, is not a good idea anyway. The difference in actual latency improvement between 1.4 and 2 is pretty much negligible, but the increase in performance, the increase in performance is negligible, but the increase in danger is real. So to be honest, I think you should leave the filter sliders at 1.4. That's really like the hot number in my opinion. I would pull your PIDs down a little bit. I would take off 5 or 10 points on your PIDs. You should have noticed that the rig is more locked in the air on 6S, even with the motor limit. Again, because 6S is delivering voltage quicker. It's not delivering voltage quicker, but it's allowing the motors to respond quicker, which is the same thing as raising the PIDs, basically. So yeah, there you go. BeepTube says, I just realized I've watched and learned things about FPV almost every single day for about a year and a half. Other than backpacking trips when I didn't have the internet, it has been every day. Yeah, there's a lot to learn, BeepTube. That's a pretty interesting realization. I think most of us can say that. BeepTube says, your streams have been a big part of that. Now that I have my job back, I need to activate my Patreon again at some point. Very cool, BeepTube. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, these live streams literally started because I just wanted to spread the knowledge around. I had all of this knowledge about micros. Nobody else seemed to be caring about getting micros to fly well, and I just wanted to piss the knowledge out there to anybody that I could. I just said that I pee on all you guys. That's great. That's just terrific. Yeah. Moving on. License to Drive says the 6S Tattoo is a V4. Oh, that's got that weird plug on it. Oh, interesting. That's annoying. Ron Vaccaro says, of the 5 6S V4 R lines I've got, one of them has a bad cell. Awesome. So now between Ron and I, we've got 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got a sample size of 8 V4 R lines, and of those 8, 3 of them, 2 for me, 1 for him. So 3 out of 8 so far with the V4 R lines. That's still pretty awful, but still way too small of a sample size. Riot9 says, a correction on something I said last stream. Mark did not get his way with the defaults on Betaflight 4.3. I had already changed thrust linear and PID sum limit. I gotcha. I thought that was pretty aggressive. So on Monday's stream, we talked about how Riot9 said that PID sum in Betaflight 4.3 is going to be at 100%, and thrust linear was going to be at 25%. And I was kind of shocked because those are pretty aggressive values. It looks like that's not true. The defaults in 4.2 were 70% and 60% on PID sum and no thrust linear. I'm willing to bet that in Betaflight 4.3 that's going to remain because those are nice safe settings, and the Betaflight devs work really hard to make sure that Betaflight is very safe and anything can get up in the air on them no matter how beat up. GrizzFPV says, I feel you on those V3 ducts. They are fragile. Yeah, it's a shame. If there's ever a molded V3 duct, I will switch all my shit over. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't been able to spend a lot of time on those V3 ducts because they break so easily. So I don't know if I really like the way that they fly because every time I've put them on a rig, they've blown up within a couple batteries. Usually the very first battery. James says, I got them printed and waiting for it. Very cool, James. Thank you so much. We'll ship out tomorrow, Friday. No rush. I'm good. Whenever is convenient for you. Much appreciated. 661FPV saying, what's up? License to Drive says, look at the photos in the Thingiverse link. I designed shields that go around the motors. That's intriguing. Let's take a look. Tiny Turner Gauntlet, arm motor and guard. Cool. So that'll help if a sharp object kind of comes in and hits on the bell. This will definitely help. But this unfortunately isn't really going to help on any of the inverted, any of these inverted hits, right? Because they're going to hit the propeller and the top of the propeller. So these guards will definitely help in the odd chance that something physical comes sneaking in here, something sharp sneaks in like the mouse pointer is right now and bangs the motor bell, but it's not going to help on any hits up here in these directions. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this will help a little bit. That's a cool design. I dig that. 661 says, just ordered newbie drone Mosquito XL frame, kind of excited, gonna run 1102 1S 65mm props and the ELRS AIO. That's gonna be cool. 661, nice. And just like that, we're caught up on chat. Cool, now we can go over to the bench here and do some Crossfire work. Hey, chat, who knows, hey, Right9 called it out. 4.3 defaults, thrust linear 0, PID sum. He just retracted the message. I think he mistyped it. Jory FPV says, why is the PID loop power limited? I don't know for sure. My guess is that giving your PID loop all the power that the already unbelievably powerful motors have is just dangerous, right? Like when you accidentally touch the rig and it goes full blast, like if the PID loop can only give half power rather than full power, maybe it'll only cut you half a dozen times rather than running all the way up your arm and putting you into the hospital forever. So I would assume that it's a safety thing, but that's just my guess. Who in the chat is an expert in TBS Crossfire that can fast track? I can't believe it's 9:40 already, but you guys ask great questions, and that's why I'm here. Who can help me fast track setting up TBS Crossfire fresh from scratch? I want to get it updated onto whatever the newest shit is, and I don't know. I haven't had to do anything with Crossfire in a while, so I don't necessarily remember. I'll give you guys a minute because this has got the strangest setup I've ever seen. This is separate, but then I have to stick it to this. Andy Taylor, it looks like he's my guy. Andy, do me a favor. Explain it like you're explaining it to an 8-year-old, because I'm an 8-year-old, but also because if we've got new people that are rewatching this stream, these live streams will get watched 500 to 1,000 times once they're done. So if there's a new person, it'll be super, super, super helpful. And I know that new person will subscribe to Andy Taylor's channel as a thank you. Yeah, so explain it like you're explaining it to an 8-year-old, and you'll be doing a favor for future generations of FPV pilots. Look at all these people helping out. Awesome. So chat, folks that join the Patreon, I call them the collective. Realistically, all of you guys in the chat are the collective. That is an old Star Trek joke. The Borg call themselves the collective, which is what I kind of stole that from, because I grew up watching Star Trek Next Generation with my dad. And yeah, it's just basically the Borg are a race of aliens who are connected through ESP, basically. I'm on a Mac. Yeah, this all needs to be Mac stuff. Andy Taylor says, let me roll a joint. Yeah, so the board, they're all connected mentally to each other, so they share all their knowledge, and that is the collective. And that's kind of what we do here in the chat, you know, and on this channel for the Demenis says, I am 7 of 9, tertiary adjunct of Unimatrix 0-1. Nice. Demenis is a fellow Star Trek nerd, it appears. You're in good company, brother. Plenty of us 30-plus-year-olds in here that grew up on Next Generation. So there's a couple little cables here. I'm assuming that I plugged them in here. This one only fits into the EXP port slot, so this one's got to go in there. This other one, it looks like it can go in 2 of these different ports. One of them is HT input. One of them is RC input. What's up, Dusty Joe? I haven't done anything with a bucket yet, probably next week. HT input. RC input is obviously RC command, so that's probably where it plugs in. But HT, what the hell is HT? HT. High top input? Do you plug sneakers into that? HT, what the fuck is HT? Head tracker, nice, Andy. Chris Croft says RC input. Yeah, I was pretty sure it needed to plug into the RC input. Because otherwise there'd be no connection. There'd be no RC connection between the actual module and the little module bay. So cool. Those guys are plugged in, so the one only plugs in to the one port, so that's easy. The other one plugs into the RC input. HT stands for head tracker, and nobody's using head trackers. So we're doing good. We're off to the goddamn races. I am shocked that it's just a big chunk of VHB. But whatever, you know, they want it. They're doing that because they want this thing to be able to be used on like everything, not just, you know, you can take this and put it in like, I don't know, your butt, whatever. It comes with another plug here with that same connector with some leads. So this would be for if you were going to use it for the head tracker. So I'm going to put this back in the box here. Let's come over to the bench. What do you say? So I'll put this in the box. It came with, this is really cool. I've heard that they've been doing this. This is the little jib-jab to fix the latency issue on the QX7 and maybe the XD9 too. I already put this in. I installed one of these a long time ago, so I'm just going to put this in the box. At some point, I'm going to pick up a backup QX7. If anybody has a QX7, a non-access, like an old school QX7 that they're willing to part ways with, I would love to buy it from you. I would love one in black. Yeah, let me know. I'll buy a QX7. I just want to have an extra radio because if the radio dies, I'm fucked. I'm not going to run anything with JST, but maybe I'll convert this to XT60 for external power. So I'll leave this out because, I mean, I obviously have a bunch of these XT60s, but I'm never gonna use JST, so I might as well just convert this one. So yeah, maybe I'll do that tomorrow or never. This is another one of these specific little plugs, but with a wacky 1/8" headphone connector. I don't know if maybe this is also head tracker related. So that hooks up to RC input. I can't possibly imagine ever using this for RC input, so I'm just gonna put this in the box as well. I doubt that I'll ever need it. This is yet another one of those plugs with an even wackier plug. This strikes me as more of a head tracking plug. Yet another thing that I'm never going to use. And then it came with a little dipole, which I already have a bunch of, but I will leave it out and I'll put it into another bag. So that's everything that comes in the box when you buy a TBS Crossfire Lite. Now the actual work begins. And I'm going to read the chat a little bit. Fair warning, at some point, the audio is going to go to absolute hell as I power this Crossfire up and it screams and yells and makes my microphone angry. So I apologize in advance for that happening. But let me read the chat to see what I need to do next, because you guys are fucking amazing. Okay, here we go. Reading through the chat. Andy Taylor says, Agent M, dude, 6.09. Jory says, download their software, should be easy mode. I already have the software on this computer, so I should just be able to fire it up. Chris Croft tagged me and said, plug it into computer and update in TBS Agent X. All right, so I have Agent X. Oh, you know what? No, I don't. I only have Agent X on the laptop because this computer is too old for it. So you guys aren't going to get to see what I'm doing in Agent X, but from what I remember, there's nothing really all that interesting in there for you to see. So yeah, and it's got a micro USB. So let's get this going. Plug it in here. Plug it in here. Ooh, pretty lights. Look at that. Whee! And a little screen. Isn't that amazing? I've never had a little screen on my Crossfire. It says TBS Crossfire Lite, link state connecting, TX power, 10 milliwatts, RC input, no signal, HT input, no signal. Ooh, look at that. I can use the little joystick. There's a little uplink thing with RSSI, LQ, downlink. Very cool. Ooh, a little ooh, look at this fancy shit. A noise down. Ooh. Why didn't I get this a long time ago? Why didn't anybody tell me to get this a long time ago? Patrick he just threw his goddamn computer across the room. Error rate downlink, 100%. Awesome. Flarm status. I like that word, flarm. Waiting for data. Find mode. Ooh. And then we're back to the main menu. All right, so let me fire up Agent X over here on the laptop. Let me make sure that I don't have Agent X on here. There's actually a chance that I do. But I'm pretty sure I remember it not running on this computer. Yeah, I don't think it does. I would like to show you guys what it looks like, though. So let me really quickly see. TBS Online Store, TBS Agent X. Mac OS version. There we go. It's downloading. Let's show it in the Finder. Unzip it. And disk image. Verifying. All right. DoomFPV says TBS Agent X. P-Man says stick it into the module sticky OR. What the hell does that mean? Andy Taylor says Agent M. I think that might have been a typo. Tiago Ramos says hit up the FPV mentor. He knows a thing or two about Crossfire. I think I saw. Oh, Ruby Tim said that, not Tiago and Ruby Tim commented right on top of each other. I thought it was Tiago saying that. Yeah, I was hoping you'd be in here, Daniel, to help a brother out. I do have TBS Agent X. Okay. Well, let me replace it. Because maybe this is a new version. TBS Agent X being copied into applications. Happy days are here again. Hopefully it launches. I don't think it will, but let's see what happens. On the laptop, the new version of Agent X is downloading, and it actually just launched and connected. But if I can show you guys what I'm doing, I would like to do that. So let me take a quick look and see if Agent X will launch over here on the 13-year-old computer. Let's take a look. Come on. Come on, you got this. Come on, old ass computer, you can do it. You can do it. I have faith. Don't verify it. Just, you're fine. It's gonna be okay, computer. I promise. Oh, you know what? I can't just click out of it like that. I have to let it. I have to, you know, I just gotta tell it to trust it. Hold on, I'll do that real quick. You guys still have audio? Yeah, you do. All right, cool. Let me. Where the hell is it at? Security, right? Yeah, security and privacy. Click the lock to make changes. Oh, no, I guess it does have to go through this fucking verification process. God, is that annoying. Damn it. Well, I might as well let it run. I'll get caught up on the chat while this is going. If that fucking bar doesn't start moving quicker than that, though, I'm just gonna do it all on the laptop. Hey, am I gonna have to update? I think the answer is yes, but I'm gonna have to update OpenTX, aren't I? It's getting hot as balls in here. Hold on. Let me actually. I'm gonna get a drink of water too. Let me throw something on for you guys to watch real quick. 1.11 gigabytes. This is probably just me crashing pretty quickly, but you guys can laugh at my misfortune. Be right back. Second, great, way to go. It did just launch. I thought it launched. Hey, there it is. Cool. So let's. It looks like it will run. That's pretty awesome. All right. So here's what the new version, at least, of Agent X looks like. I'm gonna plug the Crossfire in via USB. Quit over on the laptop. So yeah, here we are. So this is what we want. Crossfire TX Lite. This is the one. Firmware currently is 2.42. The only thing that I can click is settings. You alright, buddy? You good? You gonna throw up? You alright? You good? Good boy. Alright, so we got configure, which is currently what we're looking here, set failsafe binding, general, head tracker, firmware. Okay, so I saw somebody mention 609. Andy Taylor said 6.09. So that's the very top one, 2021 8.13. It is beta though. I'm going to go with 6.07 because it's not a beta release and it's only from like a couple days before that. I always try to not use like nightlies or like whatever. So let's update. And now it's going to take a while. So I'll get caught up on chat, I guess, while this is going through. Oh no, it looks like I have to click the update button. Look it. No water. I got apple cider. Oh, God, there's... Oh, man, that is a chunky motherfucking apple cider. Jesus. We're eating chunky tonight, boys. Okay, cool. Jory says the collective is specifically refers to the hive mind, I think. Hive mind, that's it. Yep. Forgot about that word. Demenis, I gotta be honest, I'm very impressed with your quote from 7 of 9. Although I think 7 of 9 was in Voyager, I want to say. Maybe, I could totally be wrong. Could be from Next Gen. License to Drive says, wish I could help here. I don't think I've updated Crossfire since I originally got it 2 years ago. Been working fine, so I felt like I need to update. Yeah, License to Drive, me too. This is why I don't know any of this shit. Wait. Let me leave this on so that you guys can see it. There you go. So it did these other things. It didn't ask me to do anything. It's just going through. Okay. Andy Taylor, probably Agent M. He needs to keep the tags open. And what? Tabs? What? Agent M? What? I was hoping Agent M was a typo. Family Guyver says, like bees in a hive, you will be assimilated. Dusty Joe, we talked about that. Riot 9 says, Voyager, Captain Catherine Janeway. I thought it was Janeway, isn't it? God, she was sexy. Resistance is futile, says Family Guyver. Andy Taylor says, head tracker, RC input. Cool, we got that. Family Guyver says, species 8572 is more powerful than the Borg. I don't know what species 8572 is. Jory FPV says, baud rate fix. Yeah, that's it, baud rate. God knows what I said. Alvin Lee says, I saw a post from Oscar Liang about the TBS diode. He put 22 volt diode on 4S setup, so I thought 33. Oh, okay, so you guys are talking about the ESC diodes. Gotcha. Andy Taylor says, for the ACCT QX7. I wonder what that was in reference to there. For the... Chris Croft says, I use dual lock on mine. Some TXs like Spectrum don't need the JRB port. Gotcha, that makes sense. Andy Taylor says, the access radio doesn't need it. Oh, really? Wait, no. I don't know. Logitech Focus Cam... Jory says, really? Fucking... That's when YouTube does the thing, that's the thing that it does. So now I gotta scroll back up and try to figure out where the hell I was. Hey, look, I just highlighted this. That's awesome. Jory says, I'll sell you mine after a second revision of the T-Lite drops eventually. Cool, Jory, that works. Okay, Tiago's talking to Alvin Lee, very cool. James Lariah says, I have a black QX7 ACC as my daily driver. If I get a Mambo, then it's all yours, but that's a month out. Okay, cool. I'm going to forget, guys, so if you remember, just hit me back up when those are available and I'll buy them off you. I'm not going to run out and buy one. B-Man says, what makes that one light? It looks like a full one. The Crossfire Lite doesn't have Bluetooth, and it's $100 less expensive, and I'm never going to use Bluetooth. So yeah. Okay, TX Lite is a T16 and Tango 2, a few quads on the LRS now. Tiago talking to Alvin. Andy Taylor says, Agent X has 607, but not the new 609. I thought I saw 609 in here. Okay, so it looks like this is good to go. Update device to 607, 100% complete. So maybe I hit this? Yeah, cool. So it looks like Agent X does now have 609, but I'm not going to run... Well, what do the release notes say? Team race menu, quickly switch, open TX, I don't care about that. Smart audio control on output 1, output 4, I don't care about that. Improved pit mode control for video transmitters, I don't care about that. Transmitters, rather. Fixed bug for video transmitter control not working, don't care about that. Cool, so I'm totally happy with 607. There's nothing in 609 that I give a shit about. CMYKFPV says, what's the difference between TX Lite, Nano TX, and Micro TX? So we talked about the full size and the Lite. The Micro is limited on power. I really like the form factor of the Micro TX. I'm going to really miss the form factor, but Yeah, I'm hoping that I don't have to buy another one of these. I was very tempted to just buy a new micro Crossfire and just let her rip, but because for a long time the micro TX worked forever away. But this one will put down 4 times as much power. The micro maxes out at 250 milliwatts or whatever the hell their measurement is. This will go all the way up to 1 watt. So, like, God forbid I have like a really challenging RF environment to fly in, or I want to go really far or behind a really big building or something like that. I feel like it just makes sense to have access to 1 watt. So yeah, those are the differences that matter to me. I'm sure there's other differences. Ruby Tim says, ignore your QX7 for now. Get the new Lite plugged into your computer and open Agent. So what you guys are getting to see here with this post from Remy Tim is the FPV mentoring services that he offers on his Fiverr. It's also linked on my Fiverr, or you can just subscribe to the guy's YouTube channel and message him there, or just message him here, or look him up anywhere. Ignore your QX7 for now. Get the new Lite plugged into your computer and open up Agent and set up, and then set up TBS Cloud, and all your binds will transfer over when you go through the configuration. So where do I set up TBS Cloud? I probably have to log in, which I don't think I've done yet. Let's see. Okay. I doubt that this will work, but I assume this is where I need to set up TBS Cloud. Okay, so it looks like I need to register it. Let me do that over here. Register, email, password, submit. That was the easiest registration ever. This email already register, it says. Okay, so I'm just getting my password wrong. Let's try a shorter password. Nope. Let's try that one. I bet you that was the right one. Nope. Well, shit. And there doesn't seem to be a forgot password. Nope, nope, yeah, there is. Enter email, okay. Alright, password reset email has been sent. Let me just, all the wrong buttons, all at once. Alright, come on. Come on, password reset email, come through. Come through, quickly. Paul Peacock, new patron. Thank you for joining the collective, Paul. Good to have you. Hopefully you're in here. TBS password recovery, here we go. Click the link. I clicked the link. Account email. That password. That new password. That. Success, your password has been reset. Terrific. Please work. Nope. Oh, the username is the account email. I'll bet you. Yep. All right. All for nothing. Tiago Ramos says, the bind on Crossfire, I press and release, not press and keep. Good to know, Tiago. Although it seems like if I can get this cloud nonsense set up, that I can just transfer my binds over. Where the hell? So I'm back into the settings here now that I'm logged in. Where do I set up cloud? Include beta firmware, reload product firmware, update Agent X homepage. I'm assuming it's maybe on the Agent X homepage. What's it called again? TBS Cloud? TBS Cloud. TBS Cloud, there we go. Unlock the Wi-Fi Multibind, that's what I want. Hey, oh, it's just a PDF though. Maybe it'll tell me what to do. Tell me what to do, PDF. TBS Agent X logged in user account, internet connection. All right, great. Update to 3.7.1 or later. Well, so I'll do this first, and then I'll plug in the old module. If you can't see the required firmware, okay. And 3 dots, right? Include beta releases, good. Wi-Fi module powered up, okay, great. After the update, wait for Agent X to synchronize your device. TBS account is done. Devices turn green. Connect your Crossfire to the internet. Built-in Wi-Fi module. You can provide access point. Wi-Fi hotspot. Okay, don't need that. A few seconds. Multibind enable. Look at that. So, wait, is multibind the thing that I want to do? I think it is, right? Yeah, multibind is what I want to do. So it almost looks like there's going to be multibind on the little screen here. Is that true? No. 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 No, no, no. It's going to be in Agent X. So let's go back into here, and we'll go back and we'll connect to the Crossfire Lite and set failsafe bind, RF power. I might as well set this shit, right? So I'm going to go up to 500. I'm not going to go up to 1 watt. Whoa! 2 watts. Jesus. So I'm going to go up to 500. That's more than I had on the micro. All right. Region open. 8. I want to go to 915, right? 915 is America. 868 is Europe, I believe. Op mode, normal, I think that's right. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. 915, Bluetooth, MAV, EMU. I don't need the Bluetooth, so I'm going to turn that off. Video, no, I don't need video control. About. So I don't see a multi-bind option in here. Head tracker, don't care. Dynamic power is on. Power switch is off. I don't think there is a power switch on it. Set failsafe bind. I guess this just puts it in the bind mode. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So I don't see anything for multi-bind. Let me keep reading what you guys have to say. B-Man says, what makes that one light? Looks like a full module. Okay, talked about that. 2 watts is a battery sucker. Yeah. 1 watt's that's the other reason why I don't want to go up to 1 watt, is because I don't want to run an external battery quite yet. Hey, who knows what, does it say what the voltage? Of course not. What voltage do I need to run for the external battery? 1S, 2S, 3S, 8S, 100S? What do you guys think? Ignore OpenTX. Ignore OpenTX for now, as per Remy's suggestion, 1 problem at a time. Yeah. Espander says, is 3-inch micro apex frame any good for 20x20 with Vista? It is, Espander. It's a little heavy, but it is a good frame. I prefer it for a 4-inch rig. I think if you're going to do a 3-inch rig, if you wait a little bit, there's something coming that you're going to like. CMYK says, just got my TBS Mambo set up and converted my Nano TX into a Micro TX. Fingers crossed for no rain tomorrow. Nice, CMYK. Ernie Tim says, you don't have to do anything. If you want Agent Lite, which is better Lua script, then you need to update OpenTX, but your QX7 doesn't know the difference between the 2 modules. If you want Agent Lite, which is a better Lua script, now that I have the little screen, and I can just sort of plug into this, I might never use the Lua scripts again. They're kind of annoying. And I think I can adjust the power with the little screen. So yeah, it sounds like I don't need to update OpenTX, right guys? Because I don't really care about Agent Lite for better Lua scripts. The Lua scripts, they don't really work all that well for me. Chris Croft says, log in, go to settings and enable beta. All right, so that was already set up, so that's good, I think. Let me just make sure. Yeah, include beta firmware, so we're good there. Ruby Tim says 607 has known issues. 609 is good. Oh shit. Okay, so I guess I'm going to 609. Let's do that now because I'm already I'm already needing to read through. Hey, GrizzFPV says 7 of 9 is from Voyager. I thought so. Look at me. I know things. I'm a half-decent nerd. Update, bitch. There it goes. I'm pretty fucking, pretty proud of myself for that one. Oh boy. Demenis thinks she was in both. I reject your reality and substitute my own. Who knows who that's a quote from? B-Man, wait. Remy Tim says 607 has known binding issues. Thank you. Come on, where are we at? Alright, B-Man says yeah, and that goes to 2 watts. Very cool. Espander says Micro V2 is 1 watt. Alright. Oh wow, the Micro V2 goes up to 1 watt. That's pretty cool. But you can't put an external battery on it. So that's gonna hammer the shit out of the internal batteries. So I actually would not use 1 watt on a micro. Let me actually leave this micro up here. Alright, cool. Tiago Ramos says, the Crossfire micro has 1 watt now. Very cool. Bud Ederson says, your TBS username should be an email. Of course, you guys had the answer as I was struggling. Jory FPV says, he's literally dating a 3-year. I think that's a different... Okay, yeah, that's you guys are talking about Star Trek, I think. Chris Croft says, yes, Multibind is needed, but need to log into Wi-Fi first on the module, which requires a Wi-Fi firmware update. Really? Jory FPV saying 900 megahertz in the US. Thanks for confirming that. Tiago says, I think you need to connect the old TX. I don't recall the procedure. Andy Taylor says 3S, 2S to be safe. Very cool. My monitor, this 7-inch monitor that I use runs on 3S. So if I can also run 3S on this module, that would be pretty awesome. Andy, talk to me about, you said 3S, but then you said 2S to be safe. Have you heard of people blowing them up on 3S? Is that the deal? Or does it also run on 2S? And if you can run a lower voltage, you might as well? Is that kind of what you're thinking? If nobody in here has ever heard of anybody blowing them up on 3S, then I'll be running mine on 3S. Because then I can just, use the same batteries that I use for the monitor. That would be amazing. Right 9 says, I'm gonna guess now there will be a rebind all the shit Friday stream. Nah, I'll get it all knocked out tonight. Binding phase for the win. 661 says, just confirmed Tango 2 goes up to 1 watt with the V3 board. Just checked mine. Only went up to 500. 661 says ELRS would be set up by now. That's true, but then it would fail because all the ELRS hardware is made by Happy Model or Betaflight, and those two companies can suck my dick when it comes to flying a 5-inch rig. No fucking way. No way I'm putting a 5-inch rig up in the air or anything up in the air in a professional setting on Betaflight or Happy Model hardware. Just not happening. And I don't think any of you guys should play that game either. That's a scary game to play. Tiago says bind using the screen, not the Lua script. Yeah, okay, right, I can bind from the screen. Awesome. Yeah, I'll never use Lua scripts again. So I guess I don't have to update OpenTX. That's terrific. Remy Tim says, LOL, that's the point of Agent Lite, though. The Lua script never worked well for anyone, but the new one does work very well. I don't think I need the Luas, though. If I can do binding and power changes from the little screen, it's way easier to do it on that. Adam Savage quote. Nice, Jory. Way to go. Andy Taylor says, dynamic power. What about it, Andy? Should I turn it off? I think I remember hearing way back when that some people suggested turning dynamic power off. I'd left it on the micro module. Hopefully that's not what's causing the problems. GrizzFPV says Tracer. Oh, fuck, come on, YouTube. Tracer goes up to 1 watt and doesn't come with battery, running 5000 mAh2s. Jesus, that's a big battery. I run AA batteries in mine. They're like 1500 mAh, so I got to be a little careful. But I have a million AA's from photography stuff, so I like using them. Ramdango says, my Tango 2 loses tools, so I'm slowly downgrading. Binds on original setting. That's weird. I've heard all kinds of problems with the Tango 2s, though. Those radios can go to hell. Demenis says, great, I just bought a Betaflight AIO, LOL. I mean, with an AIO, usually they blow up the first time you plug them in, so at least you won't have to suffer long. Not really. They just blow up the first time you crash them. But that's all AIOs. So Leadfinger says, Heavy Metal ELRS stuff has been bulletproof except the module cases that sucked. I mean, ELRS has only existed for a couple of months, so I would not use the word bulletproof just because there hasn't been enough time for anybody to actually test it enough, right, for it to be considered bulletproof. It's great that it's been good for a couple of months, but yeah, that it is what it is. Ruby Tim says, I'm not gonna lie, you should just follow Joshua Barnwell's video on TBS Crossfire Multibind, or call me. I'll watch it and tell you what to do. Reading this chat is dead slow for the following instructions. Well, I am more caught up on the chat. Unless there's a problem with it, dynamic power seems great, saves battery life and gets range depending when you need it. Nice, I'll leave it on. That's right, Joshua does have that video on Multibind. It's more fun to do it with you guys, though. See, Andy Taylor, he says this stream is fun, dude. Nice. So let's keep doing it here. It'll be like yanking out our arm hairs one by one. Richard says, CRSF manual says input power 3.5 plus to 12.6 volts for the Lite module. Awesome. Thank you for looking that up, Richard. 12.6. Well, yeah, with one of the versions 12. Okay, so 12.6 is the max. So yeah, 3. Wow, that means you can run it on 1S. 3.5 to 12.6. So that means you can run the damn thing on 1S. That's pretty cool. I'll run it on 3S though. 661 says, so far no problems with the Heavy Model 2.4 ELRS on 5 and the Whoop. Range is really good, locked at 100 Q at all times, 250 hertz, 100 milliwatts. How many batteries have you put through it? 661. I'll be interested, like, if somebody's put 1,000 batteries through ELRS and it hasn't fail-safed or exploded. Yeah, that's when I become interested. But I highly doubt that in the short amount of time ELRS has been out, that anybody's done that. Also, yeah, I mean, when somebody's put 1,000 batteries and on 900 of those batteries they've smacked it into concrete really hard, that's what I'm really interested in and worried about, quite honestly. Tiago Ramos says, by the way, you have an app now. Oh no. Oh, it's a TBS Agent X app. That's pretty cool. I don't use the apps because the computer's so old. I don't even think it uses them. But Anderson says, you infected me with disease. I'm updating all my TBS stuff now, except my Fusion module is dead. What? That sucks, dude. Jory says, when you get your ELRS equipment, inspect it with a loop. Yeah, I mean, that would help, but I have no trust in Betaflight or Happy Model. None whatsoever. And I don't think you guys should either. 5-inch rigs are dangerous. 661 says, I've only had 2 months so far, maybe 30 to 40 packs, honestly. Yeah, see, it's just not enough. It's just like, once, you know what it is? If a pro pilot or a working pilot, or just a pilot that I know that flies and crashes a lot, runs it for a long time and doesn't have any issues with it, that's when I'll really think about it. But I haven't seen that yet. All right, so the multi-bind? All right, so it's updated on 669. So it's updated on 609. I assume that it kept the configure settings, maybe. So what's this Wi-Fi shit that I have to do for multi-bind? Because I really don't want to have to rebind to everything. Am I gonna have to like do some wacky multi-bind shit on the micro too, though? What's this? Can you work? Come on. Get me to the configuration screen. Come on. What was that? Hold on, let me see what that was. Let me unplug it and replug it. Maybe it's was hung up a little bit. Hold on a second here. Oh. Oh. Hold on. Is it? Oh, no. Well, what the hell is this? This gonna... Oh, this might have the, let's see. I'm watching something on the other monitor. Give me a second. No, that doesn't have anything that I did. Okay, I don't know why that was sent to me, but whatever. Okay, is it broken on 6.09? Is that what's happening here? Let's go all the way back. And hey. Okay, no, it looks like it kept the settings. All right, so that's cool. So the question is, how do I do the multi-bind thing? If I need to watch that video, I certainly will, Daniel. But if you think you can keep the fun going, and we can struggle through it with the chat, then maybe we do that. But Tiago says it's an iPhone app. Oh my god, that's cool. Oh shit. FPV Trucker says, Tweet builds ELRS modules. Do you trust him? Absolutely. I absolutely trust Tweet FPV. He's a great guy. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. All right. Just kind of reading through real quick here. Everybody's talking about ELRS. Okay. All right. I think Remy Tim has moved on, which is totally fucking fine. That son of a bitch. No. All right. So we're gonna go to YouTube and type in Joshua Bardwell Multibind. Here we go. There it is. 11 months ago. Good lord. Man, am I late to the game.
This is my TBS.
Well, you know what? I'm just gonna get copyrighted on
my good friend
Joshua's video.
To 100 milliwatts.
He won't.
No, not you either.
He won't come and get me.
Invent Multibind.
Here we go. Here we go.
Little 3 dots, and make sure you include beta firmware.
Beta firmware. Got it. I'm on it.
The stable firm and plug in.
All right, here we go.
Or later. So
oh, he's just using the fucking PDF manual. I can do that.
Firmware.
This will be quicker though. Firmware, okay.
4.0.2. Notice
4.0.2. All right, so we're way.
Go straight to 4.0.2.
We're
live on the edge.
way newer than that.
In order to make this
okay.
work, you need to wait for Agent X to synchronize the with your TBS account.
Yeah.
And normally, I do not log in.
Okay, okay.
But it looks like I'm going to need to create an account.
Nah, it's all good, Dan. It's all good, Daniel.
Here, that means this is associated with my
I won't have to bind. Oh my god.
And having done that, we'll unplug that.
Wait, what did he say? Wait, what?
Log in. Got a green
oh, okay, log in.
Here,
Okay.
that means this is associated
okay, log in, green dot, okay.
And having done that, we'll unplug that.
Unplug?
And we'll take the Crossfire module V2.
What?
And do the same thing. So they're both associated with my account.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. So I need to plug in the old.
And
okay, I see what's going on here. All right, got it, cool. So we're gonna unplug the new one. We're gonna plug in the old one, and I need to update the old one while I'm logged in. See, this is why I wanted to do this live on the stream, because you guys can learn along with me. So the old one is wow. The old one is on firmware 3.23. Wow. Maybe that was... Oh, fuck. No, it was working fine. That's not the problem. Unless the new Crossfire Nanos that I've been putting in have been a part of the problem. Maybe the new Crossfire Nanos don't like this old of a firmware. Nah, that's not the problem. We're going to go to firmware here, and we're going to update the firmware. Might as well go all the way up to 609. And we're going to update. Cool. So this is just doing the same exact process, but with the old micro module that has all of the binds stored in it. So I guess what's happening, since I logged in, right? See, it says log out, meaning that I'm logged in. Since I'm logged in, it's pulling the data, I guess, off of both of these modules, and then in theory, it's going to share it between them, I assume is what's happening here. What I also wonder, I'm going to plug this, I'm going to plug the micro module back in at some point, probably not tomorrow in the classroom, but at some point, I'm going to plug the micro module back in and see if the range is any better. Because maybe the new Crossfire but see, I haven't put both of the Crossfire Nanos, maybe one of the Crossfire Nanos that were giving me the failsafe problems was brand new. This is the V1 micro module FPV tracker, yeah. But there's almost no chance that both of the Crossfire Nano modules, receivers, in both of the rigs that I've been having issues with, were brand new. One of them was definitely an old Nano, and I was never having problems until recently with this module. So I think that the module has shit in the bed. Now I gotta pee. Here's some more flying. I'll be right back. Under that truck. What a pussy. Old me totally pussed out there. FPV Trucker says, damn homie, yeah I know. It was working fine though. Alright, so the old module has been updated. So now it's in here. It's in here, so I think... What the fuck was that? What'd you knock that over for, bro? Whatever. Cat's in here fucking shit up. Here, look at my... Oh, maybe I have to unplug it and replug it. Oh, nope, there we go. Here's my settings. Is there anything... So dynamic power's been on. Max power was at 250. I had it on 250. Power switch is off. I don't know what the hell that means. Frequency was on 915. Region was on open. I think that's right? Op mode was normal. Whatever the fuck that means. Video TX doesn't matter. Team racing doesn't matter. About firmware 609. Hardware 1.02. Bootloader 1.1. Serial number. RC input, no signal. So, I mean, the device settings were correct, you know? Alright, let's keep going with Joshua's video.
Micro TX firmware 402 is already on this one. The next thing I want you to notice is that my brand new V2 Crossfire module.
Tim says, Lee watching the video got to connect both modules to Wi-Fi.
But my older V1 module only has XF Micro TX, which initially made me think that it just doesn't have Wi-Fi at all, and I wasn't going to be able to do this.
Okay.
But TBS was way smarter than that.
Oh.
TBS included the Wi-Fi hardware in the V1 module, but it is not activated in firmware.
Oh boy.
In order to activate it, we're going to need to jump through some hoops.
Oh,
so
fuck you!
File that can be used to update the firmware on the Wi-Fi module. And the instructions for doing this, if you prefer to read instead of follow along with me,
God damn it,
I'll
Larry.
link to that in the video description. In this website, we can
We're going to a website.
Here, the firmware files for the Wi-Fi module. And we click that, and it downloads this zip file.
Wait! Joshua, wait!
Zip.
Slow down, I'm old!
Older V1 module only has XF Micro TX, which made me think that it just doesn't have Wi-Fi at all.
Kamikaze!
But TBS.
Here's the website he's talking about.
TBS included the
Okay.
Wi-Fi hardware
Okay.
in the V1
What?
module.
What?
It is not activated in firmware. And in order
No.
to activate it, we're going to
What do you
jump
say?
through some hoops. So the first
No.
thing we do is download a file that
Green
can
is
update
good?
the firmware on
Hey.
the module. And the instructions for doing
Okay.
this, if you prefer to read instead
Follow
of follow
along.
along with me, are here on
Wait.
this website. I'll put a link
Okay,
to that.
okay,
in
what
the
is he gonna
description.
click? What's he gonna click? He's
In this
scrolling, he's
website,
scrolling.
we can go
He's
to
scrolling, he's scrolling.
Lite.
He's
Here,
scrolling.
The firmware files for the
requirements.
Wi-Fi module.
Firmware files for Wi-Fi module.
This zip file.
Hey, it's
TBS
downloading.
Cloud Activation.zip.
Okay,
In that zip file are two folders.
Okay.
115 and 117.
All right.
117. And then
wait,
there
wait,
are
wait,
multiple
wait,
folders
wait,
there.
wait, wait,
We have-
wait, Joshua, wait. Okay, wait. What did he say?
In that zip file are two
V15
folders,
and 17. But I have a whole bunch of extra ones, so I don't like this alpha nonsense. So I'm gonna go with V1.41. Okay.
17. You want 117.
Can you guys hear Joshua? I
And
think
there
you
are
can.
multiple folders there.
Okay.
We are working with Crossfire.
Okay. So I'm gonna do 1.41, and then I'm gonna click Crossfire. Okay. Firmware.bin. That's not a good sign. Maybe it is.
And this is the file that we need. TBS Cloud Activation.zip, V117, and Crossfire.
Okay.
Firmware.bin.
Yep.
So we're just going to take that file and we're going to drag it out of the zip file, and I'll just put it on my desktop or anywhere where you can find it again. The
Okay.
next thing to do is go to the Wi-Fi settings on your phone or laptop and look for a Wi-Fi network that is being broadcast by the TBS module. And I want you to see that in
Oh.
this case, the name of that network is TBS_Crossfire, and then a bunch of.
Oh. Okay. Look at this fancy ass shit. Okay. So. Does this computer might be so old that it doesn't have Wi-Fi? I don't think it does. I don't think this computer has Wi-Fi. The laptop definitely does. But I don't think this computer... Did OBS just quit? The fuck? What the fuck? Oh, come on, motherfucker. What the fuck? Oh, is it working? Oh. No? What? Can you guys hear me? So far the stream is fun. What? OBS is showing that it's not working. and it won't restart. What the fuck? Here, I'm gonna change cameras. Does it change cameras? Here, ready? Did that just change cameras to the Workbench? And now back to the face camera. Is it working? I can't really stream without the OBS. Wow, it's still working. I mean, it's gonna be really hard to stream without the OBS window. Blithen, I can't delete it. First of all, because I'm not on a PC, but also because it already shows as having quit. Like when I go into force quit, OBS isn't in there, so I can't. It's showing that it's not running. Wow, it's weird. Blow up if I stop streaming, blow up the chat. I'll go as far as I can here, just using keystrokes. Wow, that's weird. Yeah, so this computer doesn't have Wi-Fi. Wow, I forgot about that. I totally forgot that this computer is so old. This computer is so old that it was made before Wi-Fi existed. I don't think that's true, but it doesn't have Wi-Fi built in. So now I need to go over to the goddamn laptop. Wow, this is just ridiculous. Maybe just for this one part of it, I guess. I don't know. Maybe not. But I have to go over to the laptop anyway. So... Nah, Metal, I'll never get a PC. The universe could fucking kill me. I would rather die than get a PC. Mainly because owning a PC will kill me. Okay. Zorro got the SWAT team called on him for flying. Awesome. Joshua Bardwell Multibind. And then 11 months ago, yep, we want that. Watch some ads. Come on. Oh wait, no, I can just go to that website. Okay. So, Kamikaze website.
Privacy and security features.
This is the file that we need.
Okay, got it. Okay. So I got there. I went, yep, green button. Everything's in another language. Firmware files. Got it. Downloading. Show in Finder. Open. 1.41. Crossfire. Okay, so there's the file. So what did he say? He said go up to Wi-Fi and look for... Hey, there it is. TBS Crossfire. Okay, so now I can... I'll play his video over here.
Numbers and letters.
Okay.
When I originally did this the first time, the network was named TBS_XF_AP, and then some letters and numbers. And I'm not sure if that changed because I updated the firmware and maybe they changed the name of the network.
All right, I only have one, so that's good.
Look for a wireless network that's being broadcast by the Crossfire module. The next thing to do is to connect to that Wi-Fi network.
All right, we're connected.
And then open up a browser window.
Opening up a browser window.
The address 192.168.4.1. And you're literally logging into your Crossfire module now.
Oh, look at that!
Options here: upgrade, Wi-Fi, and web. And you're going to select upgrade.
Upgrade.
And then you're going to choose file.
I have update. Oh, choose file. Got it.
You're going to navigate to where that firmware.bin file was.
All right.
Select it.
Downloads.
And then you're going to hit upgrade. And it will update the firmware.
All right, hold on. What's that? What is it called? Cloud activation? Hey, there it is. Cloud activation. 1.41 Crossfire firmware.bin. Open. Okay. And then update, I assume.
On your module. The next thing to do is to get your Crossfire module
update successful.
To your Wi-Fi network so that it can connect to the TBS cloud and download your user ID. And if it looks like my beard is a little bit longer than the last time you saw me, that's because I've been trying on and off to get this to work for the last couple of weeks. I was just flying here yesterday. I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
No! Ooh! Man, I don't know what camera I'm on. I got... this is weird streaming without the OBS window. Okay, so I did that with this one. I assume that I need to do that with the other one too. So I'm just gonna do that. It says update successful. That seems to be all I need to do. So let me plug the other one in. And I'll follow the same little process. So that's now on. Apparently that should connect it to some sort of... Hey, there it is. Okay, so TBS Crossfire, got it. And then network could not be found. Stop! Let's try that again. Come on. Where's it at? Let me cycle the power to it. Tiago Ramos says the Lite has Wi-Fi. Cool. All right. And wait, Tiago, are you saying that I don't need to do that? Remy Tim says no. I think the new hardware already has Wi-Fi enabled. You should not need to do that. Got it. That's good because it won't show up on here anyway. It's not showing up in the list, which kind of freaks me out. Does that mean that it doesn't have Wi-Fi enabled? Because if it had Wi-Fi enabled, wouldn't it show up? Maybe the Wi-Fi is not turned on, but I didn't see that in the menu anywhere. It's definitely not on the menu in here. How do you change settings on this? What's that? Oh. Oh. RF power, frequency, head tracker, video. Oh, cool. So this is where you change all the settings. Sweet. Look at that. I see how the little menu works. Okay, cool. So...
What's your problem?
Let me just keep going.
Why?
I'm going to assume that Wi-Fi works on this.
I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything.
What is happening?
Why aren't you bound? You son of a... Just to remind you, you do need to have firmware version 1.17, Wi-Fi firmware version 1.17 on your module. This is the original V1 module.
I got a newer one.
It didn't have Wi-Fi
so
at
it should
all
be good
until we activated it and flashed the firmware. But even the V2 module, which I'm now working with, it shipped with firmware 1.08 and it wouldn't work until I updated it to firmware 1.17. So you will need to update the firmware on that one using the same method that I just also got here on the right-hand side of my screen. It's not clear.
All right, now what?
What the status of the freaking module.
Okay. So let me plug back in to the desktop because I think everything that I had to do is now done with the fancy shit, right? So come back into... So Joshua then had an option for TBS Cloud, which I don't have. Let me quit out of Agent X, and I'll re-donkey to it. TBS Agent X. Oh wait, you guys can't see my screen. Can you guys see my screen now? I don't. The OBS window is gone. Loading TBS Cloud profile. Look at that. Oh, well, it looks different. So Joshua has a different menu. Can you guys see my desktop? I hope. Yes, you can. Okay, cool. He's got this little TBS Cloud thing, which I don't have. Is that okay? Think that's all right? Is it bad? I don't know. Let's keep going.
So I've also got here on the right-hand side of my screen the Wi-Fi client list for my for my Wi-Fi network,
All right.
so that we can actually see when it connects at the exact moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Wi-Fi client.
Yeah, see, I don't have
And the
that.
first thing I'm going to
I
do
don't have
is
that
I'm gonna hit
Wi-Fi.
scan,
Oh, wait,
and
hold
it's gonna
on.
scan for wireless networks.
Yeah, see, I don't have Wi-Fi client in here.
And if I click here in the SSID list, you can see my Wi-Fi network appears 3 times. And the reason for that is I have 3 wireless access points. 3.
This is a fucking nightmare. This is why I don't update things. This is why I just hook things up, and when they work, I just leave them the hell alone. Come on! Alright, let me see if with the micro plugged in, maybe I'll get that, Oh, look at that! So does this... I feel like this means that I need to do this on the other one, right? I need to do the same thing. I feel like that means that this doesn't have, you know what I mean? Wi-Fi. Well, let's just go in here. I'm gonna just go in here and do whatever Joshua just said. So, okay, here we go.
One of the things that I think is going on is it's just not clear what the status of the freaking module is.
All right.
So I've also got here on the right-hand side
Wi-Fi
of the screen,
1.41,
the Wi-Fi client
okay.
list for my Wi-Fi network, so that we can actually see when it connects.
All
at
right.
the exact moment.
So
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Wi-Fi client,
Wi-Fi client,
and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit scan, and it's going to scan for wireless networks.
scan, scanning.
And if I click here in the SSID list, you can see my Wi-Fi network
All right,
appears
that's
3
me.
times. And the reason for that is I have 3 wireless access points, 3 Wi-Fi radios at my house. So
Okay.
I'm going to put my Wi-Fi password in here.
Don't hack my Wi-Fi, you
My Wi-Fi
fuckers.
password. And I'm going to hit connect. Now at this point, it says, do you want to connect
Do you want to connect to
And I hit
Wi-Fi? Confirm.
Nothing happens. I hit
Nothing
confirm
happens.
Again, and it says connecting. Okay. The last time I did this, it actually connected the minute I hit connect, and it didn't actually ask me, do you want to connect to Wi-Fi? And then when I
Connect.
hit, yes, I want to connect,
Confirm.
it disconnected.
Connecting.
So there's just some confusion here. We can see
Connected.
here
Okay,
it's timed
there it
out,
goes.
And there are no new clients have appeared here, so it hasn't connected. I'm
Okay.
going to pick a different Wi-Fi access point here and hit connect.
All right, mine connected.
Confirm. Again, I don't see it here in the list. And if we go to about, I don't see any. My Wi-Fi status is idle.
About.
Oh, there it is. Oh.
Okay, mine's good. Mine is
There
connected.
it is. It is connected. I don't breathe. Nobody do it.
No,
Nobody
no, it's
move.
not. It's not. It's not connected.
I don't.
God
why did
damn
that
it!
time
Really?
out? I don't know, but let's freaking finish this video. I want to say happy, but not happy. I'm having a feeling. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I know, Tiago. I know.
It's
a terrible password.
We can go to about, and we can confirm Wi-Fi is connected. We have an IP address. Server is online.
Oh,
There's actually
now
the
it's hung
basically
up on the
information we
connecting
need.
thing. Oh my
We can
god!
press the sys
Fucking
key.
kidding me?
We can page, and we can run the Crossfire configure Lua script, or if you have the full-size Crossfire module, you can do this from the menu.
Oh my god!
screen.
What is happening?
So we could go out.
Come on, connect, you bastard! Connecting. Connected. Okay. About. No, it just says idle. No! Don't say idle.
We can go to about, and we can confirm Wi-Fi is connected. We have an IP address. Server is online. That is actually basically the information we need. We can press the sys key.
It's there's lots of reasons to have anything else 661 in my opinion. Wi-Fi client, AP mode enabled, default. Okay, there's that. There's that. Let's try it again. Connect again. Okay, one more time. About. Nope. Come on. Connect, you little bastard. Maybe if I move it on the desk. That's definitely the answer. Doom FPV says everything that needs to be updated needs to be powered on. So does that mean the new one has to be powered on too? Certainly sounds like it. King Turkey picking up a glide frame. Apex is his daily, but the glide certainly seems legit. Definitely easy on the wallet. More build room, I believe. I'll find out. Yeah. Lots more build room, lots more options. Lighter. The arms are less strong, which is going to save your motors. God damn it. This is being a jerk. Yeah, I mean, it's doing exactly what Joshua was saying, where it just won't connect. So he had his device list up. That's interesting. So that means if I open this... Well, there it is. It's in there as an option. Nah, Wi-Fi router is like 10 feet away. Now it refuses to connect. God damn it, TBS. God fucking damn it. This is one of the many reasons that I try not to run anything TBS. But Immersion RC doesn't have a 900 megahertz link yet. Maybe they will someday. Forget Wi-Fi. Scan. Scanning done. Okay, connect. Yes, connect to Wi-Fi, please. But it sounds like I need to have the other shit powered on. Let me give that a minute.
We can page and we can run
watch the rest of what he's
Crossfire
doing here.
configure Lua script, or if you have the full-size Crossfire module, you can do this from the menu, from the screen.
Crossfire configure.
If I go to XF Micro TX
Okay.
and scroll down to the very bottom, you can see that now
User
there's a
ID.
User ID.
Interesting.
That didn't used to be there before you did this thing and connected it to the Wi-Fi. And then you can go multi-bind, enable. And that also, I don't think, used to be there until you did this step and connected it to the TBS cloud. And having done that, now, with the user ID downloaded and multi-bind enabled...
User ID. So let me put this into the QX7, and I'll see if I have that little thing. Love you long time!
Welcome to OpenTX.
Alright. So what was he saying?
And having done that, now, with the user ID downloaded and multi-bind enabled, all of the quads that used to be bound to this guy, the V1,
I didn't go back
should
far
also
enough.
be
God damn it.
enable.
Here we go,
And
here we
then
go,
you
here we
can
go.
go used to be there.
User ID. Okay, user ID. At the bottom of the Lewis script. Alright, so let me look. Oh, is this fucking the mic up? Well, I have to do this, so you guys are just gonna have to suffer for a minute or two. Crossfire. Crossfire.lua, execute. Waiting for Crossfire devices. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, that's the charger going over on time. I can't even get into the Lua script. This is stuck connecting. Well, this has not gone well. All right, so come on, Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. The main problem with ELRS, guys, is that it's just too new and it hasn't been tested in the really challenging. I see you guys talking about ELRS a lot. It just hasn't been. Oh, try with the app, of course. Oh, but the app is stuck in this TBS Cloud menu. Oh, but maybe I can get out of that because maybe it just needed to connect that one time. Yeah, it just hasn't been. Oh, there is no user. Oh, there's a user ID. Okay, cool. Good call, Tiago. Yeah, it just hasn't been run by any freestyle pilots that are gonna put it into the really scary Multibind. Hey, that have put it into the really scary situations that, yeah, that we're flying in. It's just too new. Like running brand new shit is just a terrible idea when you need your stuff to work really well. So yeah. Cool. Okay, so I feel like the micro module is good to go. So now we can move over to the full size module and let's see what the hell happens. So I mean, what's going to happen here when I plug this in is it's not going to give me that TBS Cloud option, but maybe it'll just magically have a user ID. You know what I'm saying? Devices. Oh wait, no, hey, TBS Cloud. Okay. Can you guys see my desktop? No, it's all fucking grayed out. God damn it, Larry. Well, let's just check. Let's just check if it has a user ID. Maybe it magically does. The Lite. Yeah, it's the Lite. It's the Lite. Okay. Oh my god, come on now. Really? There we go, okay. About? Nah, there's no user ID. So it's not gonna have the multi-bind option, is it? Dynamic power, device, bind, frequency, head tracker. Yeah, alright, so I have to plug it into the laptop and figure out how to do the update thing. DoomFPV says hit that firmware button. So yeah, I have it on the most recent firmware, but I have to update this Wi-Fi firmware, which I have to do from the laptop. So let me try that one more time. King Turkey says connect it to the Wi-Fi. How do I do that, King Turkey? How do I connect it to the Wi-Fi? Figure. See, so I can't show you this because my password is in there, but all this shit is grayed out. I can't go into TBS Cloud and do the same thing that I did with the micro module. Everything is all grayed out, which I think means that it's not, that the firmware is not updated. So I need to plug it back into the laptop. All right, so let me do that real quick. I think I have to do that little update process. Let's try it. Problem I was having though is that it wouldn't show up in my Wi-Fi list like the micro module was. And it's still not. It's as if it... Nope, there it is. Wait. No, that's not it. ATT, direct, Fillmore, gotta go fast, home, HP, Cobble, Lanya, Necky, or Party Time, our family. Yeah, so it's not... It's as if it doesn't have Wi-Fi on it. It's not acting like the micro module. The micro module would just like in Joshua's video, it just showed up in my list of devices. This one refuses. Find mode, uplink, noise. RF power, frequency open, Bluetooth off, head tracker no, video TX no, set failsafe no, about no. Now what? Kick the Wi-Fi off and on the laptop, see if that helps. I mean, did they take the Wi-Fi out of the Lite? Did they remove... It does have a Bluetooth on or off. Does the Lite not have Wi-Fi? You guys, somebody in the chat had said that the Lite doesn't have Bluetooth. Does the Lite not have Wi-Fi? If so, I'm gonna return this motherfucker. Chris Croft says it has Wi-Fi. You sure of that? Then what's the difference between the Lite and the full size? There was actually a, let's see. TBS Crossfire comes without a Bluetooth module. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't have Bluetooth. Why the fuck won't it... Why won't the Wi-Fi run on it? In a way that... God damn it. I mean, there's no settings, there's no... Crossfire Lite, no Wi-Fi. See what we can find. There is no option for Wi-Fi in the menu, Riot 9. Raven 187 says tried using Agent M. I haven't, but the TBS agent software doesn't have anything to do with this, unfortunately. Power for Crossfire, standard transmitter, connect to a PC, mobile phone. Well, let's see if it'll connect to my phone. Let's see here, just for the sake of argument. Wi-Fi on my phone. Is there a TBS Wi-Fi network? I mean, I can't imagine that there is. Chris Croft says, plug the module into the radio. That's an interesting idea. Maybe it's not getting enough power or something like that. Oh my god. See, this is where the annoyance of the full-size module begins. Oh good, it doesn't even click in. Are you kidding me? Oh Jesus, what the fuck? Oh, god. See if that changes anything. I apologize profusely if you guys start picking up noise.
Welcome to OpenTX. Timer 1 up.
Wi-Fi is in the JR module part. Okay. So that means, well, I need to go to a model that runs the power to the JR module, and that's that one. So you guys might start to get noise and shit now. Nah, no change. No change. I mean, by that rationale, I can just hook a 3S battery up to it, right? What, Tiago? Yeah, it didn't do anything, guys. Well, any other ideas? Friends? I mean, I can just hook DC power up to it. I mean, at this point, in theory, I can pull the USB, right? So let me do that.
Low battery.
Low battery. Yeah, it's because you're trying to drive all them milliwatts. Transmitter, I'm sorry. Nah, nothing. How low is the battery? Oh boy, it's getting low. Well.
Low battery.
I can't do Clam Man because OBS shit the bed. Is the buzzing any better? I just put it down on the floor. Tiago says try the update Wi-Fi again. I can't because it has to hook up to Wi-Fi first before I can then do the update. I can like default. I can do the default settings on the module. You know what I mean? Like I can reset the settings on the module, but that's about it. RC input just changed to CRSF shot. That's pretty cool. And now it's back to V2. That was weird.
Low battery.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing.
Low battery.
The update the Wi-Fi firmware like you did with the old one. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, Tiago, but the process with the old one, the step of that process that I'm at, I can't go any farther because it won't show up. It won't show up here. Crazy FPV says, I don't see anything about it having Wi-Fi. Fuck. Ruby Tim says, read my comment. You can't see Wi-Fi until you update the Wi-Fi. Duh, because the Wi-Fi is broken. So are you trying to use Wi-Fi to fix Wi-Fi? Read my comment. But in order to update the Wi-Fi, you have to connect to the Wi-Fi. You need to update the Lite's Wi-Fi firmware over USB, right? No, the Wi-Fi firmware update has to be done over Wi-Fi. I know that seems insane, but that was the that's what I just did on the micro. Orga says there's a link to download the Wi-Fi firmware. Yep, I have the Wi-Fi firmware, but in order to update the Wi-Fi firmware, you have to connect to Wi-Fi. Thus, the problem. But let me go back
With my account.
in Joshua's video and make sure that I'm not
Done that.
remembering that incorrectly.
Okay, if you don't want to take the risk of running beta firmware, okay. You want to update the though, let's do that. Alright. Wait for Agent X to synchronize the device with your TBS account. So normally, I do not log in to TBS Agent X, but it looks like I'm going to need to create an account and log in. We've got a green
You can't do
dot
that,
up
Remington.
here
You
that
can't
indicates
update the Wi-Fi
it's
firmware over
associated with
USB.
my account. And having done that, we'll unplug that. thing. So they're both associated with my account.
Okay.
It comes up, and there we go. Green dot right here. And MicroTX firmware 402 is already on this one. The next thing I want you to notice is that my brand new V2 Crossfire module has both XF MicroTX and XF Wi-Fi. But my older V1 module only has XF MicroTX, which initially made me think that it just doesn't have Wi-Fi.
I mean, I
at
do
all,
ask Grace, but that won't help.
But TBS was way smarter than that. TBS included the Wi-Fi hardware. We're going to need to jump through some firmware on the wait.
All right, here we go.
And the TBS Cloud Activation.
Okay, so we got the
You
files.
That file, and we're going to do is go to the Wi-Fi settings. Can find it again.
Okay.
The next thing to
Here
do
we go.
is go to the Wi-Fi settings on your phone or laptop.
Yeah,
and
see,
look for
and this is-
a Wi-Fi network that is being broadcast by the TBS module.
Yeah, see.
And I want you to see that in this case, the name of that network is TBS_.
So that's where I'm stuck. So there's no this Lite module is not broadcasting a Wi-Fi network. Well, here's a good test. Let me put power to this one, and we'll see if it pops up. I know it will.
Low battery.
Yep. Yeah, so this one pops right up, and then when I unplug it, it will go away. Yeah, now, well, no, it's still there. Let's try it. Clicked it. Yeah, I can't connect. The computer was holding on. Yeah, there it is. It's gone. So power up your Crossfire. The standard transmitter needs to be powered up from your radio through the JR adapter for the MicroTX. For the MicroTX, a USB connection is enough. That's cool. But yeah, I mean that doesn't help me, unfortunately. Let me change the batteries out because they're about to go all the way dead on the transmitter, and then we'll give it another shot. But I mean, they were pushing 6 volts, so I mean that's not the problem. But I need to change them anyway, so I'll just do it. Wow, this is fucked. I mean, maybe this Lite module is just broken, right? Like, maybe the Wi-Fi on this Lite module is just fucked. I mean, it certainly seems like it. It won't... It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. God damn it. Alright, and fresh batteries coming up. I'm also curious as to how hard this is going to pull on these fresh batteries. Like, I wonder how low the voltage is going to drop on a fresh set of these Sanyo Eneloops. Let's find out, shall we? Oh man, when this module is in, it's really hard to change these batteries. God damn it. I should have just bought another micro module. Fucking A. Alright, so that won't have anything to do with it, but I did it anyway. Let me check the plugs, I guess. Make sure both of these plugs are all the way inserted. Yeah, that one's good. Yeah, that one's good too. Alright, let's jump back on the laptop and take another look. Christopher Young with a $50 super chat. Brother, thank you so much. He says, I want to rip the 2 a Blood Mountain when you get it. So OBS is shit the bed right now, Chris, so I have no OBS window to be able to update the goddamn counter. So I apologize, brother, but you need to power up the module and connect to USB. Doom says, okay. I can try that. I feel like I did try that, but oh no, there it is. Nobody breathe. It's not plugged in, but I don't care. All right, hurry. Go. Hurry. I guess maybe it just needed to be power cycled, or maybe the new batteries worked. Come on, work. Come on, work. Oh no. It's just a white screen. Yeah, King Turkey, this is why I don't update shit. Because this process is the worst. God damn it. It's sitting at a white screen. I gotta... Oh, it lost the connection. Oh my god, what the fuck? Wait, now there's a different name for the network. Oh my god, no. Oh no. Come on. Please. Oh, come on. Go. Come on. It's connected. Oh no. Oh, this doesn't look good. Oh, wait. Web? Nope. Wi-Fi? Nope. Upgrade? Yeah, upgrade. Choose file. Yeah, come on. Is that the file? That's the file. Here we go. Upgrade. Oh, no, it already... I think it might have already worked. Current firmware version 1.41. I think it already did it. I hit the button again, though. I think it's okay. Brandon's Baked Beans broke the UFL socket off his Eachine Nano 400 VTX today. Fuck. Things are getting hard to find right now. Really. Update success! Ugh! See? This is why this hobby sucks such a big fat bag of dicks. God damn it. Oh, fuck. This is why I don't tell people to get into this hobby, to be completely honest. This is it. This whole fucking thing. Everything that we've just been through. Okay, so now it should be good to go. Kitten, I am going to attack you with the fire of 1,000 suns if you don't knock it off. I almost just choked on my own spit. Cable hooking up to the laptop. No, to the desktop. Okay, turning power off. Because I should be able to do the rest of this from this guy here. I don't know what this guy's called. What's this guy called? USB? Yeah, USB. What the fuck, bitch? Plug in! There we go. Okay. Plugged in. Why is it on 10 milliwatts? Did it wipe out the goddamn settings? All right. So now I should be able to come in here and turn on Multibind, right? Hey, stop it! Why are you being so bad? Every time I catch him being bad, he's like, I'm just over here. Fuck, there's no user ID! Oh my, fuck you. And there's no multi-bind option. Oh my god, why? Why? No. I think the multi-bind is supposed to be in frequency. Click the update device user ID at the top. Update device user ID. New user ID set to device. Please check. Oh. What the fuck? Really? Thank you, Metal. Multi-bind. Enable. So I think that's it. Right? Right? RF power. 500. Did it update the RF power? TX power, 10 milliwatt. Why is it saying that? Oh, it says 500 here. Does it? I guess it maybe. Oh, it's running at 10 because it's not connected, I guess. Selected power too high. Whoa. Wow. Oh, it needs external power. I'll be damned. Look at that. No shit. Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's got a little warning on there. Ah, shit. Okay, TBS, I see you. I see you. So let me kick this down to 250. Come on, let me stop it. Stop it. Oh, there we go. 250. Oh wow, no, it still says 250 is too low. Really? Oh, the power from the transmitter's not on. The transmitter's not on. Well, now you guys are gonna get a bunch of buzz. But at least I can take this and go back up to 500. No, it still doesn't like it. Stop it! Oh, whatever. I think it's good now. I think it should connect to my shit, right? Multibind is on. Right? Firmware, multibind, notes, devices. Let's see. Let's see if it'll connect. I'll see if it'll hook up to this glide over here. Oh no, what the fuck? No. Why is it not giving me the last 3 beeps, the last 2 beeps? What? Wow, okay. Well, I just figured out what killed the Acon flight controller on the red rig. It's, for some reason, the ESC. I guess. I just put this fresh Acon flight controller in here, and it's blown up. And the common variable is this ESC. God damn it, dude. Are you fucking kidding me right now? I don't care. I just need to get this fucking thing working, and then I'm going to sleep. Oh, fuck you. Really? Oh, you son of a bitch. Well, it's not multi-binding. Maybe I need to, like, disconnect it from Agent X or some shit, I guess. Let's see. Did that help? Nope. Let me cycle the power on the transmitter. Nails, the menace. Yeah, they're kind of like perilous up there, but it works. It's fine. Alright, I guess there's more that I have to do because it ain't binding. I'll watch the rest of the goddamn video. Alright, let's watch the rest of the video. I guess there's another step.
Shipped with firmware 1. Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And then when I hit, yes, I want to connect, it disconnected. So this just isn't confusion here. We can see here, it's timed out, and there are no new clients. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. So we could go a script, or if you, before you did this, until you did this step.
Let me also plug it back in and
All
make
of
sure
the
that it
pods
didn't like
that
erase
used to be
that or
bound
anything
to
weird.
this
I
guy,
don't know.
the V1 should also be bound to V2. We should be able to just plug one in, and it should just be there, bound. So let's see if it actually freaking works. Here is my V1 module.
Nope, yep,
and
it's supposed to
here's
just
the
work.
pod that I have bound to the V1 module.
According to the
I'm just gonna
video.
plug it in here. And it's going to go green LED.
Multibind is enabled.
Great. Now, I'm going to take the V1 module out of the radio. And I'm going to plug in the V2 module, and it should just go green. Perfect. Amazing. And now I do not have to go through all my quadcopters, rebinding them, or any of that nonsense. Just both of these modules are exactly the same as far as the Crossfire system is concerned. If you change your mind about this and you decide you want to go the other direction, you can just go into Crossfire Configure, go into Micro TX, and disable Multibind. In addition, there is a way if you decide you want to have more than one ID. Let's say you don't want all your quadcopters binding with each other, but different controllers. Maybe you want to segregate.
Oh, I gotta use the same user ID. Oh, okay.
I'll put a link down to the Crossfire Multibind instruction.
I think that from what he just said, it sounds like I need to use that same user ID. So, okay. So I need to, okay. I think I know. I think I got this. Okay. So let me look up what the user ID is on the micro. I think I got this figured out. I think I got this going. Hold on. You guys looking at my desktop? So we want the Micro TX, go into settings. Fuck, it's the same user ID. God damn it, Jim. 15881. Somebody type 15881 in the chat. Well, let me make sure that this one's binding. Oh, I gotta put it in the radio. God damn it. Hold on. Alright, in the transmitter, it doesn't have an antenna on it, but it should still at least bind. Or not. I wonder if the micro module lost all of its binds or some shit. I think the micro module lost its binds. Maybe when I updated it? Because it won't bind. Let me put an antenna on it just to be thorough. But it's always bound without an antenna before. Fuck me, it lost all of its binds. Really? God damn it, Jim. Are you... Maybe it was on such an old version of firmware or whatever. Fuck! Yep. It won't bind. Let me try one more rig. You... God Goddamn piece of shit bastard. Oh, wow, I almost just blew up this Cinewoop. Jesus Christ, it's not a 6S ESC. I almost just plugged 6S into it. Whoa, that would have pissed me the fuck off. I mean, it might not have blown up. It might have been okay. Yeah, all my it won't bind to anything. Fucking shitbird bastard. God damn it. Alright, how do you bind? What's the fucking binding procedure? You just push the button once, right? My goddamn crossfires are like buried on all these things too. What a fucking waste of time, son of a bitch, whore bag motherfucker. God damn it. Who convinced me to do this multibind horse cock? Oh, you sons of bitches. What's up, Dan?
Dude, you need to update the firmware on the micro RXs, or the nano, or in the quads. You need to update the firmware in the quad. And that should automatically prompt you when it didn't lose its bind. What happened was the firmware mismatch.
FPVmentor.com, motherfuckers. All right, keep going.
Firmware mismatch. So honestly, what I would do is I would try the new module. I would try the new TX because maybe it did, but on the back of the screen, when you plug in a quad, on the back of the TX, it should prompt you automatically. It should say update update Nano RX firmware ?
It didn't tell me that nonsense. I wouldn't have missed that. Watch, it did. For sure it did. Hold on, ready? Alright, hold on. Crossfire Lite's powered up. I'm putting an antenna on it just so that there's maximum interference in the microphone.
You should maximum interference. Never run it without an antenna.
Oh, you think so? Have you heard of them blowing up?
Oh, I mean, it's a transmitting device, like.
I mean, that makes sense, but I've never heard of them blowing up.
Never run your transmitter without an antenna. Like, even if they have heat protection, like, same with VTXs, like, even if they have heat protection, it still hurts them.
Yeah, I knew that for VTXs, but I just assumed that Crossfire wasn't like that. Alright, so it's not giving me shit. So it's flashing yellow, and it doesn't say a goddamn thing about updating.
Go into... Let me grab mine.
Maybe I have to push the button on the Nano?
No, don't push any buttons, because that will throw it into bind, and that will make the Nano lose its bind.
Yeah, I thought so, right?
So don't press the button on the quad. It could still be an issue where the let's see. It could still be an issue where the multi-bind somehow didn't quite work. So maybe try the micro TX and go into the Lewis script.
Trying.
And just see if that'll work.
Attempting. Micro module is in.
Okay.
Going to the goddamn Lewis script. Alright. Here we go. Oh, look at that! Crossfire Wi-Fi now that it's turned on. Alright, what am I looking for?
Go to... Shoot, I don't have a micro module anymore. I gave it away to AA.
I mean, there's nothing in here about updating.
Welcome to
Do you have the quad powered on?
Yep.
Go to... Go to... Or, Micro TX. What happens if you hit the bind button on the radio? but not on the quad.
It goes
Actually,
green, flashing green.
Power cycle the quad. So go out of bind. I'm not positive on this, but go out of
Flashing
bind.
green is bind, right?
Just leave the micro, leave the QX7 with the micro powered on normally. Leave the Lua script open and power cycle the quad.
Quad has been power cycled. Come on, you bastard. Go blue. Go blue, you motherfucker. Go blue! Nope. I'm gonna hold the button on the Crossfire Micro. I feel like that might have put it into bind mode or update mode in the past. No, it didn't. It just power cycled it. God damn it. Crossfire.lua, execute again.
Honestly, I haven't done this in so long. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. AP lock disable, password, Mac, Wi-Fi. Chat, you got any ideas? Put the radio in bind, then power quad. I guess it's worth a shot. Execute. Bind. Binding. Then power the quad. Yeah, but it's certainly not updating. I mean, this isn't what's supposed to happen, but we'll give it a shot anyway. So, transmitter is in bind. Powered the quad up. Nothing.
At this point, I'm just trying to remember what the micro module is supposed to do for an update.
You know, Joshua, when I sent him my one build, he was like, you should have put the bind buttons on the outside. And I was like, yeah, but I never bind things.
Well, hopefully you don't have to bind literally everything.
I have a feeling that I'm gonna. Any other bright ideas, chat? I'm unplugging this because it's obviously not updating. Chris Croft says, just turn on radio and set to bind, then plug in quad. Tried that, didn't work. Leadfingers says, can I do a multicolor print for your camera? I could put some blue or green layers in there. What do you mean, Leadfingers? Multicolor print for your camera. Oh. You talking about the Ripsqueak V2 mount? Sure. Yeah, blue would be dope. Purple and blue. I forget what color you had, Leadfingers, but yeah, blue would be awesome.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. I'm on the Crossfire manual.
Oh, this could be an OpenTX. Raven187 says maybe update OpenTX. I hope it's not an OpenTX issue.
No, that won't do anything. Okay, here it goes. Depending on the firmware of your transmitter and the receiver, you might need to update your receiver. With the transmitter and the receiver both in bind mode, you'll then get a message on the radio Agent X telling you that the receiver needs to be updated.
So we do have to hit the button on the goddamn receivers.
Hold on. I think the firmware will be sent to the receiver over the air. When the transmission finishes, the receiver flashes itself. After this. So that's for the first time you bind, though.
Oh, okay.
Multibind.
But there's that automatic update procedure.
Yeah. Disable multibind. See, what I'm worried about is maybe you should have left the old thing on its firmware that it was on. And maybe that somehow screwed up the process, but that would suck.
Let's try this. Power this up from USB. Crossfire Lite. Let's just see what happens here.
Need to rebind the receiver in order to run the OTA update. In this case, you don't need to hit the bind button. Here we go. When you update your transmitter firmware, you need to rebind the receiver in order to run the over-the-air update. In this case, you don't need to hit the bind button on the receiver again.
Right.
When he was bound before, step 1, power up your transmitter. Step 2, set it into bind mode. Step 3, power up the receiver. Step 4, wait a few seconds. Step 5, now you should get the prompt without pressing the receiver button again.
All right. I don't think we followed that procedure exactly.
Okay, power off the quad.
Quad is off. Putting receiver into bind mode. Flashing green. All right. Powering quad on. Come on, you son of a bitch. Do it.
Wait a few seconds.
Do it, you fucker. Do it. Still flashing green. Come on. Give me blue, bitch. Give me blue. Come on. Come on. Turn blue, you fuck. Turn blue. It's not going to turn. Oh, wait. What was that? Oh, no. It's nothing. It's not turning blue.
What's the Nano RX doing?
Nothing. Solid red.
Solid red.
Same as before.
And you're on the old Micro TX?
Yep. I'll try it with the new one. It's worth a shot.
I guess so.
Alright, let's power this off.
Dude.
Alright, new one. I mean, I might as well do it through USB. That's easy.
Did you make sure that like your frequency and all of that was like your frequency was set right on the after you updated the Micro TX firmware? Make sure you're on 915.
Yeah. But I'll check it again. Yeah, it's on 915.
Okay.
Alright, so the new one is in bind mode, plugging in the quad. Come on, you dirty bastard. Turn blue. Turn blue, you fucker. Do it now. Do it now! Stop flashing green. Start flashing blue. Please? What's the goddamn binding procedure? Power the quad on, push the button. Is that it?
Yeah, power the quad on, push the, shit.
I'm just gonna rebind everything. This is taking so long, it's pointless.
Okay.
I only have like 8 rigs that are on cross. No, I have more than that. Fucking A. Yeah, I mean, and I feel like we've also kind of tried everything, right? Like.
Yeah, kind of.
Thanks a lot, TBS, you fucking scumbag bastards!
Wait, okay. There are a few cases when you need to rebind your transmitter, so check these, but oh shit. What the fuck, really? Okay, so according to the TBS manual, it says, when do I need to bind again? There are a few cases when you need to rebind your transmitter to the receiver. 1, you changed the region or frequency setting. No. 2, you updated your transmitter firmware. Well, yeah, but it's supposed to update itself. 3, you enabled multibind.
Hey!
Fucking A.
Thanks for trying, brother. Your idea was sound.
Good luck finding all those buttons.
Later, man. Be good. Hey, have fun on your trip. Well, you can hear me on the stream. Have fun on your trip. Cool, so we got there. Alright, I'm not going to make you guys watch me rebind everything. As a matter of fact, I'm only going to rebind... one rig, the one that I'm going to use tomorrow, and I'll do the rest of it. Oh no, shit, I do have to rebind. What's the gig tomorrow? I have a fucking flying gig afterwards. Let's rebind right now, just to make sure that, make sure this works. That's still in bind mode. I'm gonna have to take these top plates off, aren't I? I think the bind button is right behind the, yep, there it is. Oh man, this is gonna blow goats. Just gonna have to do it, just gotta do it. Oh! I'm gonna end. This is pointless for you guys to watch me do this. Well, no, let me do one. Let me do one to make sure it works, and then you guys will get the satisfaction of seeing me have one working quad. But I'm not gonna bind these all while I'm streaming. I'm gonna put some angry death metal on, and I'm gonna do it to that all alone. I wish I could put Clam Man on, but OBS has decided to shit the bed as badly as everything else. Well, you know, next time you guys are having problems, just remember, there's no escape. No matter how many rigs you build, no matter how long you've been in the hobby, it never gets any easier. Oh my god, you sons of bitches. Okay. So that's still in bind mode. We're gonna give it power, and within 1 minute, we're gonna push the bind button. Hopefully I can just mash through this fucking shrimp wrap. Yep, there we go. So the shrimp wrap is no longer update micro RX? Yes. Update receiver. There we go. So, yeah. Hope you guys learned something, because I certainly didn't. No, the props are on. Maybe it won't freak out. Here's the trick. If you're gonna do shit like this with the props on, put some blankets, not blankets, put some like rags over the propellers. They don't have a lot of startup torque, so they'll just get all tangled up in the rags. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Update receiver 90%, 95%, 98%, 100%. RX is loading, don't interrupt. And it's green. And the receiver is green too. Yay! Binding! Whee! Wow, what a total fucking waste of time. I didn't need to do... I mean, there's no real... I guess having multi-bind on this is interesting because I can hook the micro back up and see if magically there's any difference in range, I guess. I don't know. It's... Binding okay. Hey, everything's green. Happy days. Whee! Alright, I'm gonna bind 1, 2... I mean, I can't bind that one because it just fucking grenaded the goddamn flight control. What the fuck, dude? What the hell? Why did this happen, yo? How the hell did this ESC blow up this flight controller? I don't... And, like, it worked for a couple plugins. This pisses me off. The TBS Crossfire shit I expect, because every single time I fuck with it, it is a pain in the ass. Yo!
I just have one more thing to say on behalf of the collective.
Yeah.
諦めんなよ。諦めんなお前。どうしてそこでやめるんだそこで。もうちょっと頑張って。
あ
周りのことを法律に接することを思ってるのって、そんな法律のところなんだよ。俺だってこのマイナス10万のところ、基準が取られて頑張ってんだよね。決しての必ず持ち方ってできる。だからこそ、言えろってんだ。
Never give up, man.
Good looking out, homie. Later. You guys are the fucking best. Alright, so yeah, this really pisses me off. That's like $60 and that's like $70 or $80 in flight controllers that just got blown up from this goddamn Acon. I don't even get it. Like I don't get how that could have happened. The fucking flight controller just sends VBAT to the, or I'm sorry, the ESC just sends VBAT to the flight controller. Like, so now I have to take this fucking ESC out. I can't run this ESC because it's blowing up flight controllers for some reason. I guess I could put a multimeter on the VBAT out pads and see if they're doing anything weird, but like, it's sending full voltage. Like, and yeah, it makes sense. Like I switched, so I had the old Acon flight controller in here. The original ESC blew up. I put in this new Acon V2 20x20 ESC, and then very shortly thereafter, that flight controller grenaded. I switched that flight controller out to this new one. I've plugged it in like 3 times now, and now this flight controller has grenaded again. So there's something about this fucking 20x20 Acon ESC that's... Oh, man. That's some goddamn bullshit. Alright, well, I'm gonna bind 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to bind 4 rigs. And I'm not gonna make you guys watch that because it's just gonna be me pulling top plates off and pushing bind buttons over and over again. And I'm gonna do that while listening to angry music. Brandon's Baked Bean says, ditch that cursed ESC. Yeah, I have to. Right? Like, I have to. Like, I can't even... I'm not even going to risk plugging this ESC into any other flight controllers because flight controllers are now like $1,000 fucking dollars. I just have to take this ESC and smash it with a hammer. Metal, you missed it. When you enable multi-bind, you have to rebind everything. So yeah. Yay! Smash it on stream, maybe. Thanks for hanging out, guys. This was a long one, but you know, it's good to see somebody else struggle. How am I gonna do the outro? All I have access to since OBS also shit the bed is I guess I can't really do an outro. I only have one keystroke for the ending graphic. So yeah. I could power the flight controller with an external regulator, but I would lose the voltage in my OSD. Which I'm not willing to sacrifice. So, yeah. Sucks, but hey, that's FPV! Fuck everything! Nothing ever works! Kill yourself. Thanks for hanging out! Goodbye! I don't know what if anything's still working, but thanks for hanging out, guys. I don't know what's working and what's not. So I'm just going to hit the button that's going to end the stream, and this stream will be over. and then I'm gonna go jump off the roof. I don't even know if you guys can still hear me, but thanks for hanging out. I love you. Be good. Hold on. If I reload this screen, I can at least see. I can at least see YouTube's feed. Stop it! Or attack me, you. There it is. So I'm gonna hit this button. I don't know what's gonna happen. Love you guys. See you Friday at 7 or so. Bye.